On a beautiful day here in Milwaukee, the National League playoffs get underway from American Family Field. Picture perfect as the fans get ready to climb inside to check out the Mets and the Brewers. Freddie Peralta on the mound. Yeah, getting some early singing in. Mets fans, they have traveled their team back in the playoffs for the first time since 2022. The Polar Bear and company trying to pick up a win after that dramatic victory and clinching a playoff spot. The home run by Francisco Lindor yesterday. The Mets and the Brewers. Time to say cheese for game one. We'll come to you from American Family Field in about 30 minutes. Time now, though, to send it back to the studio with Kevin Connors.
All right, Boog, we can't wait. We're leading off here on baseball tonight. X over on ABC. Tarek Skubal was masterful today.
Yeah, it was every pitch. The changeup, you had the fastball working, the back foot slider. A lot of first pitch strikes from him made the difference. And then, of course, that 99-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone.
3-run second inning, the difference there. And over on ESPN2, Cole Reagans, 3 Ks, 3 innings.
And this is what we expect from Cole Reagans, another lefty who's got great control, a lot of late life, and he's going to use that against an Orioles offense that has kind of been struggling down the stretch.
They're now into the top of the 5th inning there in Baltimore. You can see Corbin Burns has been matching Reagans pitch for pitch. Will Vest perfect in the 7th inning. A.J. Hinch pushing all the right buttons, and playoff baseball is here. Welcome into baseball tonight alongside Xavier Scruggs. Kevin Connors here with you. X, that 3-run second inning, you know, we kind of wondered how a young, inexperienced, unheralded Tigers team would fare. Yeah. They're answering the question.
Well, I look at Framber Valdez wasn't quite on his command that we normally see him have, and the Tigers took advantage of that. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters doing a good job of getting something going and building some momentum for their team. And then you saw Jake Rogers, you know, being able to take advantage, and all these hits right up the middle.
I think we're realizing America's getting introduced to the likes of Matt Vierling and Jake Rogers and Trey Sweeney.
Yeah, a guy that came over from the Dodgers trade with Jack Flaherty. You remember that the Detroit Tigers team, they sold at the deadline, and one of the pieces they got was Trey Sweeney, who hit that right back through the middle.
Right, they gave away the big arm that they gave away, of course, went to Los Angeles, but they decided to keep Tarek Skubal, and he was brilliant today.
And I think with Tarek Skubal, you can expect him to change up kind of his pitch usage, but you just don't know what's coming in. It's hard to predict what it is, plus the velocity. He was on with his fastball command, and that was mostly the difference between him and Framber. Framber left this game early because he didn't have the fastball command, didn't have the changeup off-speed command. Tarek Skubal was commanding his pitches in all quadrants of the zone.
So we'll keep an eye on both of those games, one going on over on ABC, the other one on ESPN2, and we are counting down to Mets and Brewers here on ESPN. Boy, a Met team that was in Milwaukee, had the doubleheader yesterday in Atlanta. Back to Milwaukee they go, and they will turn over to Luis Severino today. 10 career postseason starts, 5.15 ERA. He has struggled in his last 3 road starts, but it's been a huge bounce-back season. 31 starts in his first year with the Mets, 3.91 ERA. So many injuries over the final years of his run with the Yankees, but he gave the Mets 182 innings this season. It's a Met team that got hot, won yesterday in dramatic fashion. How does that momentum X carry over into the postseason?
It carries over in a major way. This team has been magical, right? All those words that we describe, what the Mets have done. But I look at one thing. Francisco Lindor, ever since he's been at the top of the order, not only has this team gotten that much better, everybody feeds off of what he's capable of doing, and the starting staff has been really good in totality. Luis Severino is going to have to set the tone for them today and come out with some energy early.
Met team that was 14 wins better than last season. They've been terrific this year. Of course, the Brewers have been great all year long. They won 93 games, won the Central by 10. They're going to start Freddie Peralta in game 1. Nasty against lefties. He hasn't allowed a home run to a left-handed hitter over his last 7 starts. Career highs in starts and innings this season. He's a big-time strikeout pitcher. 4th most in baseball over the past 2 seasons. That 4-seam fastball, his go-to pitch. Most strikeouts on it over the past 2 seasons. The Mets didn't see Peralta this past weekend. What are they going up against today?
Yeah, you mentioned the 4-seam fastball, but also that changeup has been really good. A whiff percentage of 36%. It does a great job of not being able to, guys can't drive that pitch. And I think he's going to be able to go off that 4-seam fastball and use that changeup and especially against the lefties for the Mets. They have some good lefties with good swings. Most notably, Francisco Lindor will face him from the left-handed side. They're going to have to tame him first, but Freddie Peralta's been really good throughout the course of this season.
Brewers, of course, made the managerial change. They had to, right? Pat Murphy coming on, and what a masterful job he's done. 178 days atop the National League Central. All right, it's time now for pregame predictions brought to you by ESPN Bet, the official sportsbook of ESPN. You may consider Jackson Chourio to record over 1.5 total bases at plus 150. Chourio, the youngest player in the majors, hit .360 in 6 games against the Mets this season. Among all rookies, only Jackson Merrill had more extra base hits than Chourio over the final 2 months. You may also consider Luis Severino to record over 16.5 outs at plus 105. The Mets bullpen has been taxed over its last 5 games, throwing 15 1/3 innings. Sevy threw 182 innings this season. He's been healthy. He may be the guy for the Mets today. And how about the Mets money line at plus 125? The Brewers are 1-9 in their last 10 postseason games, including losses in each of their last 5. That 5-game skid is one behind the Dodgers and the Reds for the longest active postseason losing streak in the National League. ESPN Bet is the official sportsbook of ESPN and the only place to find exclusive offers from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities. New players can get their first bet on tonight's game insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download the ESPN Bet app today. What a play. What a year it's been for Francisco Lindor, and since they moved him to the leadoff spot, the Mets have skyrocketed.
Yeah, you're looking at a guy that's focused now solely on just getting on base. It simplified his offensive game to be able to now start to look to use that power a little bit more, but staying short with his swing. 33 home runs for him this season. And another thing, too, is his back looks really good. That was an issue coming in, but after the past couple of days, he looks really strong.
Yeah, back looking pretty good after that home run in Game 1 of the doubleheader in Atlanta yesterday. 26 home runs, 70 runs batted in since moving to the leadoff spot. It has helped catapult the Mets into the postseason here, a team that was 11 games under 500 back on June the 2nd. Live pictures here from Milwaukee. Right now, you see Edwin Diaz, part of that Met bullpen here. But again, a lot of pressure today on the starter, Luis Severino.
Yeah, and that's why it's going to be interesting to see how they use this bullpen, because guys had to be used in the doubleheader yesterday. Edwin Diaz, a big part of the past couple of days, even being used on Sunday as well. So will he be available is a major question, and whether or not they'll have guys before him.
A lot of pop in that lineup. Pete Alonso, of course, 34 home runs, played in every single game this season, 6th straight year he's led the team in home runs.
And he's one of those guys that when you get to the postseason, you can count on him to be a big power guy in the middle of the order to help put some big runs on the board.
You're getting ready to introduce the Mets in Milwaukee. Mark Richards, the PA announcer.
Now let's introduce the starting lineup for the New York Mets. First, please welcome the manager of the Mets, number 64, Carlos Mendoza. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 12, Francisco Lindor. Batting second and playing second base, number 11, Jose Iglesias. Batting third and playing left field, number 9, Brandon Nimmo. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 27, Mark Vientos. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 20, Pete Alonso. Batting 6, the designated hitter, number 3, Jesse Winker. Batting 7th and playing right field, number 6, Starling Marte. Batting 8th and playing center field, number 15, Tyrone Taylor. Batting 9th and catching for the Mets, number 4, Francisco Alvarez. And starting pitcher for the Mets in the bullpen, number 40, Luis Severino.
Watch us how we, you know we about to level up.
All right, the Mets have been introduced. We'll get set to hear the Brewers lineup. And William Contreras in just a moment. Major League Baseball celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month by recognizing the contributions made to our game by the Latino baseball community, past and present. Follow Las Mayores and at MLB and visit losmayores.com for full coverage. Back to Milwaukee to meet the Brewers starting lineup right after this.
Ever since you tried Zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, I feel like you've been a bigger fan of that than the closers.
How could you say that?
What?
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serves my flavor.
Siri, what's the name of the guy I had a meeting with a couple of months ago at Cafe Grinnell?
You met Zach Wingate at Cafe Grinnell.
Hey.
Zach!
Oh, wow, I didn't think you'd remember me.
Yeah, of course. As soon as I saw you, I'm like, it's Zach. Nobody looks like Zach.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold.
What straps gold to a rocket and hurtles it into space? Boring does.
Boring makes vacations happen.
Early retirement's possible.
And startups start up.
Because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want from your bank. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has been brilliantly boring, so you can be happily fulfilled. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
Today's biggest feat wasn't making costumes for the school play or locking in an appointment and actually getting there with time to spare. It was the fact that the Silvas went 4 for 4 on getting all their flu shots with no tears. Bravery rewarded. When it's time for vaccines, it's time for CVS.
Another chapter in this remarkable fairy tale season. The old and bitter enemies clashing again.
La liga más grande que tiene el fútbol, la Liga de España.
Next! Stuck at the DMV, and I think I'm late on my car insurance.
Good thing the General gives you a break with flexible payment options.
Let's get you a break while you wait.
What is this place?
This is our DMVIP.
Vending machine charcuterie?
Ooh. Is that guy getting a painted license?
Wait till the driving test.
Now that's a park job. For a great low rate, go with the General.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
Bring color to life with the very best paint. Only at Sherwin-Williams.
Baseball is a sport, pero la verdad es que para nosotros, el béisbol es otra cosa.
El béisbol es un corrido, un dembow y un reggaetón prendido. Es un plácata
bien fuácata. Eso es otra cosa. It's the Plátano Power and the Arepa Power. It's a familiar name and juniors who dare to dream big. El béisbol es otra cosa.
You got what it takes to keep going? Yeah. The higher we rise, the tougher it gets. At this level, the defeated drop off.
This is the WNBA playoffs.
On the court, I can't help, I'm the coldest.
A historic night from Sabrina Ionescu.
We got some unfinished business.
I can't lose, so I gotta stay focused.
Collier.
41. Holy cow, this has been incredible.
The WNBA playoffs, presented by Google.
On ESPN2.
What a great way to close up the first day of the wild card playoffs. Mets and Brewers coming your way here in 15 minutes on ESPN. Followed by Braves, Padres tonight. San Diego is hot as anybody in baseball. We got an update from Baltimore X. 2 on, 2 out. Gunnar Henderson, but Reagans gets him.
Reagans, huge getting out of this jam in the 5th inning. Did a nice job of striking out back-to-back hitters, James McCann, and then Henderson with the nasty slider.
Burns and Reagans matching O's right now over on ESPN2.
Pitcher, number
Meantime,
26,
the Milwaukee Brewers being
Ashby.
introduced right now in their home park. X, it's a team that almost wire-to-wire dominated its division.
Yeah, well, because one of the reasons they're so athletic, and I think the key to the series today could be, or this series in general, could be Milwaukee's base running. The Brewers stole 17 bases without being caught versus the Mets in 6 games this season. So look for them to be aggressive early on the base pass, but also defensively they are sound as well. They will not beat themselves up defensively.
Second best in baseball in stolen bases. And X, they've got a legitimate superstar in Willy Adames.
Yeah, Willy Adames. Both of these superstars on both teams have been very powerful. You look at Lindor hitting 33 home runs, Willy Adames hitting 32, but both of them ability to drive in runs. Willy Adames 112 RBI. So when guys are on base, he is very tough to pitch around. He understands his strike zone. He knows how to let the ball get deep and hit the ball all over the field, as well as 21 stolen bases.
They're really career highs in everything. Hits, runs, steals, homers, runs, batted in. Why don't we head out to Milwaukee, the introduction of the Brewers. Starting lineups here again, Mark Richards.
First, please welcome the manager of the Brewers, number 21, Pat Murphy. Leading off and playing second base, number 2, Bryce Terang. Batting second and playing left field, number 11, Jackson Chourio. Batting third and catching for the Brewers, number 24, William Contreras. Batting cleanup and playing center field, number 5, Garrett Mitchell. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 27, Willy Adames. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 9, Jake Bowers. Batting seventh and playing first base, number 12, Rhys Hoskins. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 10, Sal Frelick. Batting ninth and playing third base, number 3, Joey Ortiz. Starting pitcher for the Brewers, warming up in the bullpen, number 51, Freddie Peralta. Let's hear it for the 2024 National League Central Division champs, your Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are proud of the men and women of our armed forces. To help us honor these brave men and women and salute our nation, we welcome the United States Marine Corps Color Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Military personnel and veterans of military service, render a hand salute and join us as we honor America with our national anthem. Performed today by country singer and award-winning songwriter who has collaborated with artists such as Keith Urban. Please welcome Kendall Conrad.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Whoa, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great introduction in Milwaukee for a Brewers team 0-5 all-time in the wild card round. Mets and Brewers from Milwaukee. Boog Shambi, Doug Glanville on the call of this wild card series on ESPN when we come back.
Ever since you discovered zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Bring color to life with the very best paint. Only at Sherwin-Williams.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age. It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
I'm Miles Penn, founder of M. Tailor. Finding clothes that fit is a hassle. Standard clothing uses just 2 measurements. M. Tailor's custom clothing uses 7 or more measurements for the perfect fit. Our tech measures you 20% better than a tailor using just your phone. Whether you are so big or so small, we fit you all. M. Tailor offers free returns and free shipping. Made-to-measure jeans start at just $79, dress shirts at $69, suits $399. Download the M. Tailor app or visit mtailor.com today.
HomeAglow just cleaned my entire house for $19. Seriously, $19. They showed up right on time and did my dishes, my laundry, they even cleaned my windows. You just pick a date, pick a cleaner, and enjoy a spotless house for $19. I love using HomeAglow, and I think you will too.
I can feel the winds of change.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. With our groundbreaking ELEMAX technology, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. At X-Chair, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
Ever since I tried Hidden Valley Ranch, I finally found what I've been looking for.
Oh my gosh.
I know. How is this stuff so good?
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
I myself am strange and unusual.
Feeling a little dead inside?
We are doomed.
We've got the classics that'll give you life.
Eureka! You didn't have to, but you picked me.
31 Nights of Halloween. Watch all October on Freeform.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
The original is my go-to, but the spicy filet lives up to the hype. Hey, it's Jillian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the combination of flavors. The sweet honey, the kick from the jalapenos, amazing.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Welcome to StockX, your favorite app to shop sneakers and streetwear. From the greatest rails to the latest trends, everything you need is here. Our real-time marketplace gives you access to the hottest brands, allowing you to easily level up your style in just a few taps. Plus, you can trust that every order is StockX verified, backed up by our buyer promise. See what millions already know. Shop now at StockX.com.
Welcome to the 2024 Wildcard Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And from American Family Field, we get ready for Brewers and Mets. The roof will be closed. It's going to get hot in here. National League playoffs getting started right here.
As the autumn sun sets, the wild card stage ignites.
There's so much on the line tonight. A wild one.
The stakes rage like flames, raw and fierce. Catch fire and forge your name in history.
History World Series champs.
These boys of summer don't want to leave.
This one's not coming back. Not with the heat. Unbelievable.
The Mets.
What a ride. The Mets are going to the postseason.
And the Brewers.
Get out.
Best of three. Let them cook.
And welcome to Milwaukee American Family Field, the National League Wildcard Series between the Mets and the Brewers getting underway. Game one coming at you. Let's check out the postseason playoff bracket. And in the National League, Mets versus Brewers, the winner will take on the 2 seed, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the 1 seed, and they await the winner of the Braves and the Padres coming up later tonight. And welcome into the broadcast booth, John Shambi and Doug Glanville. Jesse Rogers will join us coming up. I don't know that many people expected the Brewers to be here, and yet they cruised to the National League Central Division title, and they did it by leaning on a number of young players. But when you talk about two guys that really did the job, a veteran and a young guy in Adames, and obviously Jackson Chourio as well.
Well, John, it comes together with those two players because of the power and the speed. They are dynamic. And Willy Adames has turned his career into production from the shortstop position. The ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark and the ability to steal bases and create havoc when he's running. And Jackson Chourio complements him. He's the young side of that equation. He started off a little bit cold, but he ended up hot. 310, 552 slug in September. Look at those numbers. 20-20 for both of them. And look, don't forget about William Contreras, however, the catcher side, who does it all. He stops the running game, he's got power, and he completely wraps everything up around how well their pitching has done this year. 5th in all of Major League Baseball in ERA.
All right, meanwhile, for the New York Mets, very familiar with these Brewers. In fact, they had 3 games right at the end of the year against Milwaukee. They thought they would be in the middle of the wild card chase, and obviously they thought Francisco Lindor would be the fuel for their fire. Well, they needed him yesterday in Atlanta. He hit the huge home run, and he is a legit National League MVP candidate.
Well, when we talk about Francisco Lindor, ask his managers, they talk about the word complete, the ability to impact the game in all facets. Power, speed, on the bases, both sides of the plate, and a key move was moving him to the leadoff position where he could be a catalyst from the top, and then in that #1 slot, he can drive himself in and put that 1-0 on the board. And look at these numbers, 33 home runs, 29 stolen bases. He posts, he's out there, and he leads this team. So there's an X factor in Francisco Lindor, and both teams know that.
Yeah, when they discussed putting him in the leadoff spot, he said to his manager, Carlos Mendoza, look, that's what I did at the beginning of my career, but if we're going to do it, you got to give me a little bit of a runway. Well, that runway is extended all the way into the postseason. He's been brilliant as their leadoff hitter, Francisco Lindor. All right, let's send it downstairs. How about the last 24 hours for the New York Mets? We check in with Jesse Rogers.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey for the Mets here in Milwaukee on Sunday, then flying to Atlanta on Monday for the doubleheader, and then back here last night. I talked to the polar bear, Pete Alonso, about it. He called yesterday's trip a businessman special. Get in, get your work done, and get out. The only difference is they didn't go back home to New York. They came back to Milwaukee, and they did pack for 2 weeks. So they're ready to win this series and then to continue on the road in the playoffs. Cool.
Jesse, thanks. As Carlos Mendoza, in his first year as manager, one of 3 rookie managers in the postseason, along with Joe Espada and Stephen Vogt. Patrick Murphy actually is not a technical rookie because he managed the Padres. So Murph, sorry. All right, let's check out the lineup for the New York Mets. It is brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. It goes Lindor, Iglesias, Nimmo, Vientos, Alonso. Winker gets the start. He's got some decent numbers against Peralta. Marte and right. Taylor, the former Brewer, brilliant defensively. And Alvarez behind the plate. And that Met team will go up against Freddie Peralta.
Look, and Freddie Peralta lives off the four-seam fastball. He's got a nice complement of pitches, but really it's the four-seamer and the slider that he throws to right-handers and lefties. He brings in the changeup a little bit more. That command is going to be important. The thing about him, he lives in the air, more of a fly ball pitcher, and the Mets, to be successful, will have to get that long ball, get those extra base hits going.
One of the things these two teams share in common, both with very good outfield defense. We will see how that plays out as Lindor getting ready to lead things off. A Met team that on the season was 5th in the National League in runs per game, 7th in the majors. They hit a lot of homers, and when you look at this lineup, Doug, for Carlos Mendoza, it would seem like it matches up nicely for the postseason because homers play in the playoffs.
Yeah, and you can't necessarily script it, but when you start off with Lindor, who's been able to show that the power from the top of the order can set that tone, it puts himself in a very good position to win this ball game.
I asked Pat Murphy, are there things you're concerned about or worried about? He said, I wouldn't say concerned or worried, but the focus is that kid at the top of the order for the New York Mets. Well, here is the 30-year-old kid, and we take a look at Pat Murphy in his first year, taking over for Craig Counsell, who departed to manage the Chicago Cubs. And Murph has done an amazing job. Very good chance that he is the National League Manager of the Year. Ready to go here at American Family Field. John Shelby, Doug Landville, and Jesse Rogers. National League wild card, game 1. And here we go. Peralta ready to work, and the first pitch of the game is through there for a strike. We are underway. Francisco Lindor, 33 homers, stole 29 bags. And he takes upstairs. He's got a good eye. He gets on base. He dealt with back issues towards the end of the year. There was a 9-game stretch where he was forced to sit. Here's a 1-1. And that one missing down and away.
Well, they missed him a lot in those 9-game stretches, but he provides more than just the productivity. It's the leadership. It's the way that he's taken this team in terms of leading them to the forward.
2 balls and a strike. And a swing and a miss. Both these teams see themselves as resilient.
Yes.
You know, when you consider for a second that, I mean, it was September Lindor played on September 15th, didn't play again until September 27th, and yet the Mets fought, scratched, and clawed. And now Lindor awaiting a 2-2. How's it straight back?
When part of that clawing was Luis Angel Acuna got a chance to come up as a young guy. Didn't have a great AAA, but came in and spelled Lindor and really showed a lot of energy, excitement. Didn't really bring the team down at all in production, so that was a big boost.
2-2. And that's in there. Frozen, Francisco Lindor. And Peralta off to a good start with a strikeout.
Well, he has to establish the fastball. That is Peralta's game. So you talk about the four-seamer. Locating is going to be key here. He's going to live in the air a little bit in terms of contact. But painting on that outer third, freezing Lindor, who was clearly looking for something else.
And now it is Jose Iglesias. And he takes a strike from Peralta, paints the outside corner. Iglesias, quite a story. A 34-year-old, he signed in the offseason with the Mets, didn't make the team at a spring training. Lashes that one foul and out of play. When he was told that he didn't make the team, he told Carlos Mendoza, you're going to need to give me a day or two. He thought about shutting it down, going home. Instead, he went to AAA. He was there for the better part of 2 months. Didn't debut until May 31st. And Peralta rings him up 97 with that heater. And the first two are gone on strikes. Freddie Peralta off to the fast start.
I mean, the key here is the location. That is the key. The fact that he's painting it down and away on the black and able to elevate it a tick up to 97 for the extra swing and miss possibilities.
And now it's Brandon Nimmo. No score, just getting started. We're at the top of the first. And Nimmo swings and misses. Brandon Nimmo, 23 homers during the regular year. Had a big homer in the 8th inning of Game 1 yesterday. Swings and misses there. And here comes the crowd at American Family Field.
Nimmo does a smart thing. He ices the kicker, ices the fan, steps out and calls timeout.
0-2 now. Peralta. A little bit low with a heater at 98. And we see early on with Freddie Peralta, he has been throwing that changeup a lot. That was the pitch he threw the first 2 times. That, the fastball that missed. 1-2. That's pop foul back in our direction. Mentioned the Mets 5th in the NL, 7th in the majors in runs per game. They hit the 6th most homers in all of baseball. And the home run a big part of their attack. Folks on their feet. And now 2-2.
Well, you wouldn't know it by how it started, but Peralta this year, his ERA in the first inning is over 5. It's not something that he's typically known to get off to a good start, but right now he's been right on point with his changeup and his four-seamer.
Peralta ready. He kicks and deals. Fly ball down the left side. That one slicing out of play. Yeah, for Freddie as well. He carries a pretty hot stretch into the postseason. His final 8 starts of the year, a 2.34 ERA in a regular year. 3.68 earned run average. Check swing, and he got a piece of it. Just kind of blocked it back to the screen, and Nimmo hanging in there.
I think it's a new thing in baseball. A lot of cricket swings, almost blocking the ball and just to spoil it. But sometimes you spoil that great pitch and hope for that mistake. It just gives you another opportunity for him to give you something you can drive.
Strikeout, such a big part of the game. Peralta is ready and fires. And this one popped up on the infield. Peralta is under it, makes the call, and he makes the catch. Fair catch from Freddie. They go 1-2-3. And the Brewers will come up to hit when we come back.
3 plays of the day. He scrambles into T-Mobile to get that new iPhone 16 Pro on us. It's a little shimmy, shimmy, shake. What you think, Kyle?
It's like he's chasing an ice cream truck.
Ice cream! He got his iPhone 16 Pro, the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence.
Cuz holding it up like a baby lion.
Homie takes those T-Mobile savings and calls it a day.
Respect.
Now at T-Mobile.com, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
Hey, get your head in the game, son. The scout from football college is up in the stands.
Maybe you'd rather go to school for insurance.
I didn't raise no insurance, man.
But you did, Dad. Football's your passion, but mine is providing around-the-clock protection to progressive customers who bundle home and auto.
Jamie, we need you out here for football. You're giving up on your dream, James.
No, Dad. I'm giving up on yours.
Oh, James, wait! Oh, that's not the exit.
What's up at DQ? 2 sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. All white meat chicken in your choice of wing famous flavors like honey barbecue or Parmesan garlic. Hurry in. Wing joint flavor is at DQ. DQ. Happy tastes good.
The postseason. Doesn't really matter how you get here. Just matters how we finish.
The 2024 Wild Card Series is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. Back-to-back division champs for the Brewers in the postseason for the 6th time in the last 7 years. And they have a new manager, but not a new face, a guy that Brewer fans and Brewer players very familiar with. Pat Murphy, 65 years old, the bench coach for Craig Counsell. And here's his lineup, brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. Turang, Chiriel, Contreras, Mitchell in center. Adames comes up with the big hits. Bowers, Hoskins, Frelick able to play, and Ortiz is batting 9th. And the first offering from Severino is in for a strike.
With Severino, that four-seamer can get that 97. He has the sinker, sweeper, cutter, changeup.
Now, one of the things that Luis Severino did was really shift in terms of the repertoire, but this was an excellent season for him. 3.91 the ERA, and the K rate just a tick below big league average.
Yeah, he really mixes his pitch, and he likes to change his repertoire, his pitch mix, as the game goes along with more at-bats.
Line drive, foul, just down the line. Chris Siegel, the first base umpire, right there, and just behind him, Brennan Miller. Turang hit it hard, couldn't keep it fair, and there are umpires.
It's going to be key for Severino to manage the running game of the Brewers, because they will run you out of the stadium.
The 0-2. And again, we talked with Carlos Mendoza, and he had what I like to call the Greg Maddux philosophy on shutting down the running game, and that would be don't let them get on.
And that's a tall order. This team is excellent in managing the strike zone. They work their walks as well.
0-2. Line the other way, and foul. Yeah, it's a good point. 4th best on-base percentage the Brewers had in all of Major League Baseball. And then the other component is the walk rate. They led the NL walk percentage, second to the Yankees in the bigs. Here's the 0-2. And that one hit, and it scored past Vientos. Turang around first, racing for second, and he's in.
Well, this was something that Carlos Mendoza, the manager, mentioned right away. Not giving him that extra out, extra base. Gotta defend. This ball was hit almost like a changeup, and it fooled Vientos a hair. So he kind of slow motion collapsed to his knee and didn't quite get in front of it. So by the time it skipped away, Turang, always hustling coming out of that box, took the turn and put himself into scoring position.
Now, Vientos has made strides as a defender, but still some work to be done. The Mets overall about middle of the pack defensively, but better the last few months. That one towards the hole, and it gets through. Chiriel in a single. Turang had to wait and hold up, so he makes it only to third. And now They're runners at the corner, so it'll go double and then single, and the Brewers are immediately in business.
Aggressive style. Vittorio was not looking to go to right side of the field to move the runner. He was on the attack, looking to jump on that first pitch. And as a result, Lindor pinching over, that hole was vacated. Turang had to hold up for a second, given it was hit to his right, but still manages and gets over to third base.
Contreras and Alvarez saying hello to one another at the plate. So the catchers greeting each other. Severino out of the stretch. Churiel at first. 22 stolen bases. On the ground through the right side, base hit. 3 batters in, and the Brewers have the lead. It is 1-0.
Well, you see the aggressiveness of the Brewers trying to attack. And you talk about a team that has this high walk rate and usually taking the first pitch. But this is a different style of how they've achieved this success this season. They're usually taking the first pitch. In fact, the lowest percentage in baseball at doing so, but not tonight. They said, let's jump on top of Severino early and get that first pitch in the zone.
There's Garrett Mitchell now, 2 aboard. The breaking ball is in there for a strike. So 3 straight hits to begin. Milwaukee leads it 1-0. And a controlled swing from William Contreras, just punching it the other way. Mitchell here fouls it away. And now 0-2 on the center fielder, whose season got off to a delayed start because of a fractured left index finger. Last year it was the shoulder that caused him trouble and caused him to miss time. Former first-round pick out of UCLA. And that one way high from Severino.
The Brewers do have a lot of young players who they've mixed and matched in terms of platoon switching. They're comfortable now with what they need to come off the bench late in the game to be able to get the right situational matchup for their team.
Pitch fouled back by Mitchell.
Mitchell's a guy who will get his walks. He also will swing and miss, almost a 32% strikeout rate. A very good base runner. And in this situation, trying to find a way to get some contact and potentially move his runners over to get that second and third at the very least.
Next offer just misses. So now 2-2 on Mitchell.
See the velocity, 98 miles an hour on the black.
Severino ready, 2 aboard, nobody out. And that one misses off the outside edge. Alex Tosi right on top of it. K-Zone showed you. Now it's 3-2. Not the start Severino wanted. The 30-year-old veteran from the Dominican Republic. 2 aboard, nobody out. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And he needed that. Early on in the season, he was not getting the strikeouts. And he needed one there, and he got it.
Well, he threw a pitch that didn't even exist for him last season, the sweeper. And he's throwing it with confidence. This pitch turned out to be a neutralizer, 139 batting average on bats that end with it. So this is a pitch he can break out and very much locate as well.
You can see him cupping his glove to his ear just so he can hear pitch come a little bit better. Roof is closed, so a little noisier here inside American Family Field. And now Willy Adames. Adames, one of their leaders, and a guy who will be a free agent at the end of the year. Put together a sensational year with 32 homers. And he takes up and in.
An amazing thing, 32 homers, 28 of those home runs were against right-handed pitching. So he seems to be comfortable, certainly staying in there. He had a phenomenal month of August with 10 home runs in the month.
The 2-0. one misses. 97, a little bit low, and now it's 3-0.
This is where the sinker plays for Severino. It's become his pitch to contact pitch if needed. And that's where you try to sink it and get the double play or at least the ball on the ground.
And that one up and in. It's ball 4, and now they're loaded. And Severino is frustrated with Alex Tosi. Francisco Alvarez calling time, and Jeremy Hefner will join the meeting on the mound.
Well, sometimes these mound visits are for perspective. It's not that he's not having his velocity. The ball's coming out of his hand well, but he's got to reset and not let the frustration lead to mistakes in the zone. It's like, okay, you're one pitch away. You get the ground ball, you might get the double play. You could start over. But the worst thing for the Mets would be this to unravel, especially with the athletes and speed by which they have on the bases currently, especially also at home, as the Brewers are.
Well, again, Carlos Mendoza looking on and knowing this Brewers team is an absolute handful. Severino, Doug, you mentioned adding the sweeper, but the sinker basically was added as well. And he'd love one added defender and a double play with Bowers up. This one popped in the air. Fallon back to the plate. Alvarez back towards the screen. Alvarez makes the catch. And on one pitch, Bowers retired, and that's a big out, Doug.
Well, they know that Bowers loves to jump on the first pitch. In fact, he's had a lot of success this season. So that's where you put a little wrinkle in the pitch to get him to expand and chase. So location, he tied him up and in. And so he's able to get it. And in that jam position, ended up under the ball and for the pop-up.
And now with the bases loaded in 2 down, Brewers lead 1-0 in the first. First one to Hoskins. And Reese takes up and in. Reese Hoskins, 26 homers this year. The 5th time he's hit 26 or more homers in a season. And that one got him. Hoskins applauds, and it is 2-0.
Well, one thing Severino is struggling a little bit is that inner corner inside lane to right-handed batters. He's been missing in, and Hoskins, who likes to be on top of that plate, is unafraid just kind of leave that arm out there just a little extra second as he tries to pull it in, but he also knows that's a run.
And now it's Sal Frelick. He keeps trying that outside corner up a little bit and just missing. I think Alex Tosi so far has done a good job. All loaded up. Frelick might have broken his back. Rolled to the right side. Toss to first in time. And the inning comes to a close. The Brewers send 8 to the plate, and they score twice and take a 2-0 lead.
The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. With our groundbreaking LMX technology, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. At X-Chair, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
Welcome to StockX, your favorite app to shop sneakers and streetwear. From the greatest grails to the latest trends, everything you need is here. Our real-time marketplace gives you access to the hottest brands, allowing you to easily level up your style in just a few taps. Plus, you can trust that every order is StockX verified, backed up by our buyer promise. See what millions already know. Shop now at StockX.com.
Look who's joining us for my favorite part of the day.
Cheerios are his love language.
Well, yeah, they can help lower cholesterol.
Okay, I love it. My love language is Portuguese. I don't understand it, but I love how it makes me feel.
Beware the wild cards, where all it takes is one hot streak to make a run for the title. Welcome to October. The Wild Card Series on ESPN.
Fox in studio. High drama in Houston. 3-1 game. Bases loaded. Jason Hayward, X right on the screws.
Yeah, great swing, but Spencer Torkelson in the right spot. Bo Brewski had to come in and clean everything up there for Jason Foley. A nice job of saving the game.
The Tigers take game 1. And a look at Fernando Tatis Jr., a career 1126 OPS in the postseason. Padres and Braves, Boog, after we go final in Milwaukee.
Looking forward to that, Kev. Appreciate it, as the Brewers have handed Freddie Peralta a 2-0 lead. It'll be Mark Vientos to stand in as Peralta fires. And a swing and a miss. Doug, you mentioned at the open that Freddie Peralta's four-seamer hadn't played quite what it normally had in the past this year. So far tonight, it's got some jump.
Absolutely. The velocity's there. The location is there.
Back up the middle, a zip on cue. Mark Vientos says, whatever on the four-seamer. All right, we take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. And when you go with Freddie Peralta's usage, he leans on the four-seamer, the slider, the change, and the curve. So Peralta will go with those pitches as he faces the polar bear. Pete Alonso takes a strike.
Well, that slider, his usage against righties goes into that 31% range versus lefties. So lefties, he reserves the changeup considerably more.
It's always interesting, specific matchups. Pete Alonso this year, the numbers not what he's used to. Lowest OPS of his career. He had trouble with spins. You wonder if he'll see more curves or sliders here. Fastball inside. So now 2-1 and Alonso, who hit 34 homers. He's a free agent at the end of the year. Third on the Mets all-time home run list. 2-1. Three balls and a strike on the Mets' big first baseman. Alonso hitting here in the top of the second. Mets down 2-0, and Vientos is at first. Here comes.
Getting that attack mode. I mean, this is nothing secret about this last pitch. I mean, this is right down the middle. Come hit it. 96 four-seamer. That's a lot of confidence Peralta's showing with that four-seamer, because even times of location, he's hit his edges, but even here, he's like, I got to throw a strike, and he threw it right there, and Alonso swung through it.
Peralta. And a payoff pitch. And Alonso able to foul that one back. They'll do it again. Pete Alonso, 29 years old. He played every game this year. 162 of them. Carlos Mendoza, for the game 2 of the doubleheader, they'd already clinched. He went up to him. He said, what do you think? Pete said, yes, I want to play. And Carlos said, you're in. And he said, thank you. That was one of his goals this year. 162. A little bit low. Check swing. Did he go? No swing. And that's ball 4. And now Peralta in a little bit of trouble. Well, folks, your team, your players, your home for postseason baseball. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app today.
Do you get a free brat with that, or, you know, it seems like it makes sense.
Yeah, I may be wandering away. Yeah, and we got a sausage race coming up. First one to Jesse Winker is in for a strike.
Yeah, Winker, the Mets are trying to get him going. Certainly the matchup may play well. Really tough September for Winker. 3 for 43 to be exact.
Next pitch is upstairs, and it's 1-1. Winker came over from the Nationals. 44 games with the Mets. He hit just 3 homers. It's the DH spot, so JD Martinez sits.
And the beauty for him is it's October.
The 1-1. And that's downstairs. One of the things Jesse Winker with throughout his career is he's shown an excellent knowledge of the strike zone. Guy that'll take more than his fair share of walks this season. A 360 on base percentage. If you're wondering, the big league average was 320 this year. Peralta fires. And now a tapped foul.
Well, Winker was an all-star in 2021. Just a phenomenal season with the Reds. And this year, no matter what the struggles on and off, the numbers played very well in scoring position where he hit 327. So there's some upside that the Mets are banking on here for him to find his best game in the postseason.
Played with the Brewers last year. He hits with 2 on. And that one down and away, and that was a ball out of hand from Freddie Peralta. So now it's filled up. So after mowing them down in the first inning, Peralta in some trouble here in inning number 2. Vientos at second, Alonso at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Jesse Winker with Marte lurking in the on-deck circle. Game 1 of this National League Wild Card Series. The Brewers were at home for this series last year and promptly got swept by the Diamondbacks. Pitch hit on his hands and fouled off. And Winker will see another 3-2.
Well, that's a good pitch by Peralta, whether totally by design or not. It's just he's been so focused against lefties away with the changeup. Got to keep them honest by being able to attack that inner third and getting him thinking about it. And that opens up the changeup and the outer third even more.
Peralta deals. Scoop back to the screen, and Winker staying alive. Freddie Peralta, that good fastball. Chris Hook looking on. I don't know whether he's talking to himself or is he talking to Pat Murphy, but
it's like, come on, man, throw this pitch right here. Throw it. Come on. We talked about this. I guess that's his voice.
Line drive, and that's a fair ball. It's headed towards the right field corner. In to score is Vientos. Here comes Alonso around third as it's dug out of the corner. Into third is Winker. And Jesse Winker with a 2-run triple. And it is 2-2.
Well, a great piece of hitting by Winker to stay back on this ball. Look at the grip there. It comes in a change-up motion. He's one-hands it. Now, right field, the corners here in Milwaukee are absolutely humongous. 345, and they're playing him a little bit shaded towards center, so the right field corner is wide open. So Frelick has a long way to go. They botched the cutoff, and he just cruises into third base. He is fired up.
The former Brewer doing it. Last year was a rough year in Milwaukee for Jesse Winker. And he and Adames are doing some chirping at each other. So Winker and Adames still barking. Alan Porter, the crew chief, is at third and stepping in between them.
Well, maybe he was supposed to pay a toll going from second to third or something. I don't know.
Infield comes in, and now it's Starling Marte. And that one in for a strike.
With the infield in now with the Brewers, I mean, this hitter's delight here, just trying to either get the ball in the air or hit the ball hard. Brewers trying to cut down that extra run here.
Pitch down low to Marte. The 1-1. And Marte takes outside.
Right now the command is eluding Peralta. Even those 97 outside, they're opposite of where his catcher William Contreras is setting up. So he's not hitting his targets as well.
The 2-1. And that one misses off the inside edge. 21 pitches in the inning for Freddie Peralta, and still nobody out. The Mets have come right back and drawn even. 2-2. The kick, the 3-1. Line drive center field, chasing back Mitchell, gets turned around, reaches up and he makes the catch. Winker tags and he'll come in to score, and just like that, the Mets have the lead.
Well, any hitter at this moment, once he's established he's trying to get the ground ball to strikeout, we make him elevate it. That's what Marte was able to do. And kind of scary for Mitchell in center, because if you get turned around, you can really tangle your feet in the outfield as you're going towards the wall. And there's no help when the ball's hit right at you like that. But he was able to recover and get the catch and sac fly for the Mets.
And now another former Brewer in Tyrone Taylor. And the first offering missing outside. And already activity in the Brewers bullpen. Milwaukee with a brilliant relief corps this year. Taylor, big swing, and he comes out from underneath his helmet.
Taylor is very much a pull hitter, and he picked up his game when J.D. Martinez went through his struggles and they started sitting him a little bit. Taylor got hot, and he gave him a lot of extra offensive power in September.
Taylor fouls one away. The Brewers pen posted the best relief ERA in the National League, second best in all of baseball. And yet, that said, the last thing Pat Murphy is looking for is for Freddie Peralta to get chased out of this game early. 1-2. Taylor getting the start in center field. And a swing and a miss, and Peralta gets it. Might have been a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. 2 away.
Well, Peralta has taken this leap forward as being the ace. I mean, in the ace trying to make the big pitch, he gets that slider location perfectly placed, 85 miles an hour, so it serves as almost a changeup off the fastball with some spin. And that's the ultimate combination of being able to fool a hitter.
Yeah, he is the ace. Corbin Burns traded. Brandon Woodruff on the IL with a capsule tear in his shoulder. Hoping he'll be healthy and ready to go for next year. And a pitch outside to Francisco Alvarez.
And it's a different role when you come into that season. And you say, oh, well, you know, this is on me. He's got to set that tone, more innings, make sure you're trying to get every start. He accomplished a lot of those goals.
The 1-0. Fouled off at the plate. That was pitch number 29 in the inning.
Yeah, talking to Freddie yesterday, guys, he did not shy away from being this ace that he really wanted the ball. Remember, they had a huge lead in this division. He knew he was getting this ball a while ago, and unlike the last few years, there was no other choice than Freddie Peralta for this game.
Next pitch missing. Peralta has made a couple of postseason starts, including game 2 last year where they were eliminated. Went 5, gave up 4 runs. His career postseason ERA 3.46. That's over 13 total innings. The pitch. And Alvarez with a big swing. And now it's 2-2. Mets didn't have Francisco Alvarez for a good chunk of the season. He was out with an injured thumb. Good-looking young catcher. This pitch downstairs.
Well, it was a big loss for them early in the season because he had taken such a leap forward in being the catcher, leading, managing, confidence, and also just his offensive production.
3-2. And this one popped up on the infield. Hoskins comes in, and he's got it. Willie Adames and Jesse Winker barking at each other. These two teams got into it. First series of the season. Mets with the lead.
What you got to say? Say hey, hey, hey.
You about us. We got now.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, because the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
How can you be sure you're getting the right deal?
I have to talk to my bestie. This one's like your last boyfriend. It's got issues.
For the right used car, just say, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts Collection. Following you along everywhere you go. Making every moment special. Even more surprising than your last. And bringing you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. Now you can save up to 25% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels. Why would you stay anywhere else?
Willie Adames, one of their leaders. You saw he and Jesse Winker getting into it. I think we figured out what happened. Watch Winker, watch him say something. It looks like right there he barked something at Adames. And Willie turns his head. I think that is what happened. And then those two continued their chirping. When Adames went to the mound, Winker was saying something to Willie. As Ortiz fouls one away, and I alluded to it as we went to break. Remember the first series of the year, a hard slide at second base. Rhys Hoskins going into Jeff McNeil. I don't think that's related. It would seem like Winker and Adames, that one's more about playing together last year. As Alonso handles that chance.
So here's that sliding over the base. Now Hoskins goes right into the base. He goes past it. Hard slide. He didn't even know what was happening, and McNeil took exception. They do the tears. A lot of jawing there, and spilled over into post-game interviews and everything.
First offering to Turang all the way to the backstop. But my guess would be that if Jesse Winker is barking something at Willie Adames heading towards second, that probably has more to do with the two of them in a past, specifically personal relationship. That one lined the other way, and Turang with a base hit. He can really fly around first, on his way to second, and Turang is in. It's his second double. This is a Brewers team that can absolutely fly. By StatCast sprint speed, they're the fastest team collectively in the major.
And most importantly, they use their speed wisely. They steal the bases. They use it on defense. Look at the choke up, punching it the other way. And Turang is excellent going to the opposite field. Over 400 when he puts it in play that direction, but never breaking stride. The hustle, saw the double. And once again, the nightmare of this team is you keep Turang getting on, the leadoff hitter, and then rolling into Churio Contreras. That is a tough team once they have these guys getting on and grabbing 90 extra feet.
And now Jackson Churio.
Good shot, I'm trying to think, like, if I'm coming around the base, I'd be more worried about the coach, right? I can't imagine taking the eye off the bag to draw at someone. I don't know. But emotions run high right now.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Here we are. Let's see who gets the last jaw.
Check swing, Churio, no swing, says Chris Seager.
You know, Churio, you talk about, he had a very tough April, a lot of strikeouts, just swinging at everything, and then just put it together. That's hard to do at the major league level, make those adjustments.
High fly ball out towards left center field. Nimmo makes the catch. Turang will stay put, and there's two away.
We talked in the open about Churio and Adames, both 20-20, and just athletic, speed and power.
And here is William Contreras. Contreras with an RBI single. His first time up. Fly ball in the air out towards left center field. Taylor and Nimmo. It'll be Tyrone Taylor to make the catch. Severino pitches around the double, and the Mets have the lead.
The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. X-Chair has done it again with our groundbreaking ELEMAX technology, providing hours of infinite comfort no matter where in the world you're sitting. By synthesizing the universe's elements, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience, our mission is to help you discover that every workday can happen with body and mind in an out-of-this-world place of comfort and productivity. X-Chair is charting a new course, helping workers everywhere find comfort as their work worlds zoom back and forth. Even though your work reality may continue to shift, we've got our eye on the future of work so you can focus on the present. At X-Chair, we're gazing ahead. And from where we sit, the future still feels good. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
When the sawdust settles and the engine roars, the thing you care about is a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels different. Your wallet. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
The future is threatened by enemies often unpredictable. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
The SEC on ABC, a high-stakes Saturday, starting at noon with Missouri and Texas A&M. At 3:30, Auburn faces Georgia, and in primetime, Tennessee takes on Arkansas. All day Saturday on ABC.
Back inside American Family Field, the Mets have a 3-2 lead as we take a look at ESPN Bet and the live money line with the Mets on top. Their money line, it's minus 160 to win 100. ESPN Bet is the official sports book of ESPN. New players can get their first bet on tonight's game insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Scan the QR code to download the ESPN Bet app and get started today. What a play. Mets with the lead. Jesse Winker, the DH, with a huge two-run triple as Lindor, first pitch swinging and fouls it away. Freddie Peralta, a 32-pitch second inning, the most for him in any inning since July 6th. So we'll monitor him, and he's working a little too quickly for Lindor's liking. Francisco Lindor mentioned he's had some back issues. And I think it's fair to say that if not for one of the most historic seasons we've seen by Shohei Ohtani, he would almost certainly be the National League MVP. More than likely, he will end up as the runner-up.
It's hard to compete with 50-50 and almost a triple crown. But I think it's important to note that Lindor, just at this high skill position as a shortstop, out there every day on the defensive side, impacting the game. You know, that is such a huge bonus of what Lindor is bringing to this Mets team.
The 1-2 on the ground, but pulled foul and past Anton Richardson, who does the coaching down there. All right, so you look from an OPS standpoint, it's a big advantage Ohtani. Home runs, RBIs, and the wins above replacement. Now, you know, you're going to talk intangibles. Obviously, the defense, it is baked in to wins above replacement as he laces that one to center, and Mitchell is right there.
And well, when you talk about and talk to the Mets about Lindor, then you hear so much about the other elements that Ohtani can't do right now. I mean,
sure.
He's not playing a position at shortstop, all the things that are required of him. Now, I'm sure if Ohtani played right field, he'd probably win a Gold Glove, but not this year. He was purely a DH.
Iglesias hits that to third. Ortiz on the backhand throw to first in time. Joey Ortiz, brilliant defender, and a guy that is very likely going to be their shortstop next year if Adames departs via free agency.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home.
For a limited time, get a free upgrade to Home Internet Plus. Just $50 a month.
First pitch in for a strike to Brandon Nimmo. John Shambi, Doug Glanville, Jesse Rogers, thanks for joining us here for the Mets and the Brewers National League Wild Card Series. It's game one. Ball to strike. Peralta delivers.
Nimmo with that changeup. Peralta usually working this two-pitch mix against lefty, so it's key he can locate them both. Otherwise, they eliminate one altogether.
Swing and a foul at the plate.
Good mixing it up there, throwing the slider, kind of back foot. So that quickens up. Nimmo looking in. Tries to give him something to consider away with that four-seamer in his back pocket and the changeup.
Peralta ready, fires. And a swing and a miss struck him out. Peralta bounces back, gets him 1, 2, 3. On the other side, we will visit with the Brewers' Christian Yelich.
Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. With Skyrizi, feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks. Many people were in remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and even at 2 years.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease or UC.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi.
Now approved for UC.
Bookstores. I read that one. I read that one. I read that. I didn't read that one. I didn't read that one. Hey, can you get this? Because I left my wallet way in my back pocket. My pleasure, because I earn unlimited 2% cash back.
Wow, this is fascinating. Did you know whales and barnacles have a parasitic relationship?
Oh, I know about parasitic relationships. Let's go, barnacle.
Off you go.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
One thing we know is true, no matter race, gender, ethnicity.
The need to screen when due.
For colon cancer's a priority.
Indeed. Everyone 45 plus at average risk should screen for colon cancer. These folks are getting it done at home with me, Cologuard.
Cologuard is a one-of-a-kind way to screen for colon cancer that's effective and non-invasive. It's for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider for Cologuard.
I did it my way.
The higher we rise, the tougher it gets.
A historic night. Collier. 41.
This is the WNBA playoffs.
We got some unfinished business.
The WNBA playoffs, presented by Google on ESPN.
Bottom of the third, Mets lead the Brewers 3-2, game one of this National League Wild Card Series, and we're joined by the Brewers' Christian Yelich down the first base dugout. This has got to be weird for you. You got a chance to get introduced, but you're not playing. You're out following back surgery. Is this hard?
Yeah, of course it's hard. I mean, you want to be out there and, try to contribute and help the guys, but they've done a great job throughout the year and put us in this position we're in right now, so hoping they can make a deep run, and we'll see what happens here.
I want to ask you about your manager and the impact he's had on the team. Obviously, you had a close relationship with Craig Counsell, but what's Murph done for this team, and what's the vibe been for you guys?
I think we've been loose. I think there's always a focus on winning here, and we've done a really good job of that over the last few years, especially with Murph. Council's awesome. Obviously had a great relationship with him, and the fact that Murph was here for so long and really knew everybody made it an easy transition, and everybody here loves playing for him, and we've kind of taken on his attitude a little bit.
All right, so you gifted him a jersey. Those familiar with the movie Dodgeball, can you just take it from there, please?
Yeah, I mean, we gifted him a Patches O'Houlihan jersey. I think we kind of started calling ourselves Average Joes over here for a while, just because that's just what we feel like we embody a little bit. And anybody that knows Murph and has seen that movie, he's pretty much a carbon copy of Patches O'Houlihan, so it only felt right to get him a matching jersey.
So are you guys technically taking on Globo Gym right now?
Oh, yeah. We've been taking on Globo Gym all year, but, I think this would be a perfect matchup of Globo Gym versus Average Joes. And, hopefully this story turns out just like the movie did.
Tell me a little bit about the impact you're trying to have just being sort of a de facto coach. You and Wade Miley both injured and sort of taking up that position.
Yeah, really you don't go out of your way to do anything different or try to be a coach or anything like that. These guys have done a great job. They're all really good players, but they're also young players. And sometimes it's easier to have a player as a sounding board than it is a coach sometimes, or it's easier to approach a player than it is a coach. And got to know all these guys really well, and any questions they've had, just try to help them along the way. But they've done a phenomenal job all year long.
There's Willie Adames now, and a snap throw to first. What was going on with Adames and Winker out there?
I'll let you guys figure that one out.
Yes.
You know both guys pretty well, so
yeah,
you guys can decode that one.
I tell you what, you've done a lot of television the last couple of weeks. I thought you dodged that really nicely.
Very nice.
Hey, you know more than me, but you can see for yourself what's going on out there, and I'll let you guys piece that together for sure.
Willie Adames, a guy that put together a really good year. What about the impact he's had on your team, both on and off the field?
Willie's awesome, man. He's a guy that, I'd play with Willie any day of the week, and in big games especially, he's going to show up every time. And he's been a tremendous part of what we've done here over the last few years, and a big reason why I've been so successful. And what a year for him, I couldn't have asked for more, and he stepped up, and we've had a lot of injuries and adversity throughout the year. He was kind of that one steady piece that was out there every single day, him and William, and really just giving us a jolt of energy whenever we really needed it.
Fouled back by Adames. How about in terms of just watching this team and the athleticism and the speed?
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible how many guys you have who can really run.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a little different than you would probably think when you think of offense, but I think you need to identify your strengths of the team and try to utilize those to the best of your ability to gain an advantage and try to find ways to score runs throughout the game and put as much pressure on the other team as you can. And I think we've done a really good job of that this year, and we can continue to improve on it. I think this group's going to be together for the next few years, and we have a lot of young pieces that are kind of just learning the game, learning how to steal bases, learning the bunting game, small ball, times to do it, times not to do it. So it's something that's a huge part of our game, but I think it's going to continue to grow and get better as we continue to play together.
Well, Christian, can you speak to the emphasis on defense? You've also done that on that side of the ball as well.
On defense, sorry, you cut out there for a second. Defense?
So on the defensive side of the ball, just how well your team has played, especially you mentioned with a lot of young players.
Yeah, it's a huge emphasis here. It's been important since the day that I got here, and we have some really impressive young defensive players that change games. Defense changed games. Bryce Terang, Sal Frelick, Garrett, Churio, Willie, Joey, really all over the diamond. We got guys that can play some defense, and you can win games like that on your own. And you don't realize how much it shows up until there's not a double, there's not a base hit, and then that leads to a walk and then another hit, and that's bigger innings. When you make outs and kind of shorten the game a little bit like that, then it changes things.
Adames pops that one up. Alvarez in foul territory, and Severino trying to make sure he doesn't step on the mask. Adames gone for out number one.
Well, Christian, one thing we heard about with Pat Murphy is instituting a leadership council, like a group to kind of talk through. They always say, the manager always says, oh, that my door is always open. Well, his door seems to be open, and he does it through a group of leaders through. How has that played out for you?
Yeah, I think it's probably different than most places, but you know, we've had a meeting every month at the beginning of each month with the whole team, and everybody's free to speak in it. Murph obviously leads it off and talks, but everyone's free to speak in it, and it can be about whatever. What we liked from the past month, what we didn't like, what we need to do better, what we did well, and what we'd like to continue to emphasize. And it's just kind of a check-in and see where we're at as a team. And everybody's allowed to speak, whether you've got 10 years in the league, whether you've got a week. Everyone's allowed to contribute to it. And then there was a group of players that, you know, would meet with them from time to time to talk about whatever, you know, if something needed to be addressed, or we could do something better, or something we'd like to see, or something he would like to see from us. And it was just a constant flow of communication and check-in with where we're at as a team. And we were always just, the goal behind it all was just always trying to get better and how can we improve as a group individually. And it's something that I actually personally really liked.
Severino's 2-2 is ripped, but foul down the right side. Jake Bauers fouling that one off. I should say now 2-1 on the designated hitter. Brewers jumped out to a 2-0 lead. And the Mets coming back, and now 3-2 New York in the bottom of the third. American Family Field with one out, Mitchell at first. Bauers waits, here it comes. Line drive, base hit out into right center field. Mitchell around second, he's racing for third, and the throw is cut. They're at the corners, and the Brewers are in business.
This is something that the Brewers continue to do exceptionally well, and that is always looking to stretch that single, going first to third, first to home if necessary on the extra bases. And so this is putting themselves 90 feet closer to that goal. And so the attack of Bauers in the lineup for this reason, give that left-handed matchup for Severino, who is considerably weaker against left-handed batters. And so it paid and played to perfection for the Brewers.
Rhys Hoskins here. With runners at the corners, the Brewers threatening. Hoskins hit by a pitch and forced in a run his first time. And that one hit on a bounce, out to short. Lindor to second one, touched the first, and that's two. And that ends the inning. Severino gets out of it. Christian Yelich, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it. Good luck to you and the rest of the Average Joes.
You got it, guys. Thank you.
The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. With our groundbreaking ELEMAX technology, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. At X-Chair, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
Only Purple's Gel Flex Grid passes the raw egg test. No other mattress cradles your body and simultaneously supports your spine. Memory foam doesn't come close. Get your best sleep guaranteed. Buy more, save more. Up to $600 off. Visit purple.com or a store near you.
This is the story of the one. The one knows the unexpected can put everything on the line. But with a teammate like Granger, she's confident that she will always win the day. Call, click, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns into the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home, where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
Welcome back to Milwaukee with the manager of the Mets, Carlos Mendoza. How big was that ground ball just now to get that double play?
Yeah, it was big, especially facing a really good hitter on Hoskin. And they're putting together some really good at-bats. They're not chasing out of the zone, which is one of the things they do well offensively. But for him to go back to that two-seam right there and get the ground ball was huge.
Yeah, those good at-bats are causing a little bit of a grind for your starting pitcher. What do you think of Severino, and how long can he go?
Yeah, so, we'll be watching. I thought that inning that they put that rally together, he was missing arm side. And like I said, they do a good job controlling the strike zone. You just got to continue to make pitches, continue to slow the game down, and he'll be fine.
Thank you, Carlos.
Yeah, you got it.
Back to you, Bo.
All right, Jesse, thanks very much. Carlos, appreciate it. By the way, Luis Severino at 53 pitches. That's what Jesse was asking. Meanwhile, for Freddie Peralta already at 62. Vientos here. Right-hand hitter waits. And Vientos pushes it foul.
Well, in these games, there's not a lot of room for the starters, so they get in trouble, especially once you get past third, fourth inning. They're going to come get you because they're going to look for matchups. I mean, everything is on the line. Everyone is available.
The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And Peralta gets the strikeout of Vientos. Folks, eligible Capital One Rewards card holders, you can redeem your rewards for tickets to the MLB postseason on Capital One Entertainment. Visit CapitalOne.com/entertainment for more information. First one to Alonso, and that one hit on the ground towards third. Ortiz handles, and out number 2.
Well, this is the kind of inning Peralta's looking for, to get the quick out early in the count, pitch to contact. Once you're not getting that swing and miss as you're accustomed to, you can try to get those quick outs, because the Brewers have a phenomenal defensive team. They're rated in every type of metric in terms of the top 5. They're an excellent defensive team. You might as well use them.
So here's Winker now, a 2-run triple. His last time up. Peralta deals. And he went changeup and missed with it. The 1-0. And that one back up the middle, and gloved by Peralta, racing all the way over and underhands the first. 1-2-3 go the New York Mets.
Pinch higher. It's just uneven.
To the right and up.
Right and up.
Oh, that's good.
This is good then.
Wait, no.
My shoulder's acting up. My shoulder's acting up again.
Dobbs?
I got you.
If only there were backups in real life. But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
Honestly, you should have put him in earlier.
Getting a fresh deal at Subway has never been easier. Just buy any footlong in the app, get another free. The only hard part is telling Travis he doesn't get to second footlong.
Wait, seriously?
I got you next time, buddy. Order now in the Subway app.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. That you love stargazing, hate parallel parking, and occasionally your right foot gets a little heavy. The Lexus ES didn't begin in the studio, it began with you.
Is someone trying to steal your Butterfinger this Halloween? Call the BFI. No one lays a finger on your Butterfinger.
Welcome to the Cheerios obstacle course.
You were right there. Embarrassing. Yeah, it is. But I got the Honey Nut Cheerio choo-choo train.
Win the day with the Kelsey's favorite cereals.
This time I use tall.
It's so on.
Kevin X, 1-0 Royals lead, bottom 9, tying run on. Lucas Ursig comes through.
The huge acquisition at the deadline from the A's. Nice job pitching there, but a really good job. Cole Reagan set the tone.
Corbin Burns goes 8 innings, 1 earned run, Boog, but the Royals take game 1.
Kev X, thank you. And Sal Frelick here takes upstairs and ball 1. It'll go Frelick, then Ortiz, and then Terang. 8-9 at 1 for the Brewers.
It's amazing Frelick is on the field. It was doing the game last week when he ran into the wall and just caught a strange recessed section that had some metal in it and really hit his hip hard.
Shorts to bunt, takes a strike.
We saw him the next day and he didn't look very good walking around. It's pretty amazing that he's out there, but it was said like, hey, if he's down and hurt, he's really hurt.
In there for a strike. Frelick didn't like it. Two. Inside, Frelick, the Brewers' first-round pick out of Boston College back in 2021. Really athletic, he can run, excellent defender. 3-2. And a line drive and a base hit out into right field. Frelick around first, racing for second. And Frelick dives in head first. He's got a double. How's your hip?
Seemingly fine, but he fights it off. And you just talk about how vast it is in that right field corner. There's so much ground to cover for the outfielder. And because of the angles you have to take in such a big area, you can turn a single into a double, especially this Brewers team that is so aggressive, so fast, and so willing to take the risk.
Gritty kid who grew up in Boston. And now it's Joey Ortiz. And the pitch in for a strike to Ortiz.
When you talk about small ball, the Brewers will bunt at any time. They will move runners.
Down and away. One of the things that bears watching, Alvarez, good framer, not a great blocker, and that is an issue at times. Got an excellent arm.
Well, blocking today is almost like scooping. You're more like a first baseman than you are a traditional.
Well, look how he's set up. And that is the way they're taught. And as much as anything, catchers in that one-knee scenario, even with runners on base, the priority is getting strikes and putting that left arm in the best position in order to catch the ball, present it to the umpire, and get strikes.
It kills your ability to laterally move and get in front and block.
Next pitch is in there, got him looking. And Severino rings up Ortiz, and that's a big out.
And the 98 at the knees. I mean, this had some hair on it, but you see Alvarez sets up early. He's like, oh, go up, and then kind of comes down into his crouch. But I mean, he puts it right there. And you see the frame, how he pulls it up?
Yep.
That's what happens in that position. It's a huge advantage in that one-knee position. So you'll trade off that for missing a ball in the dirt.
Meeting on the mound, the Mets pen is quiet right now. And a reminder, college football feature games coming up. Number 5, Georgia hosting Auburn Saturday afternoon on ABC. Saturday night, it's UFC 307. The main card starts at 10 Eastern on pay-per-view. Our Week 5 Monday Night Football matchup is Saints and Chiefs. And we got our NHL opening night triple header on ESPN. It's all coming up. pitch in for a strike to Turang, who's got a couple of opposite field doubles. Mets 3, Brewers 2. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Frelick the runner at second. Turang scoops it foul. Bryce Turang, another of the success stories for the Brewers in the first round. First round pick back in 2018. His dad, Brian, had some time in the majors. Played as a utility guy with the Mariners in '93 and '94. Frelick edging away at second.
Well, one thing Pat Murphy did early in spring training was to say, it's your job. You know, Turang, he announced saying, Bryce Turang is my second baseman. And, you know, he had some doubters hitting lefties offensively. How is he going to perform? But 50 stolen bases later.
That one fouled away for Moore. Let's send it downstairs and bring in Jesse Rogers.
Here, it's like he's not even hurt. I mean, he's bouncing around at second base. He ran that double like he didn't get injured over the weekend. It's amazing because Pat Murphy said yesterday he was pessimistic that this guy would be on the roster, let alone running the way he is.
And so Frelick with the one-out double, and now the tying run in the form of Frelick in scoring position. One of the things cool, Sal Frelick grew up in Boston, huge Red Sox fan, no surprise. He's a smaller type guy. His favorite player, Dustin Pedroia. Well, Dustin Pedroia played for Pat Murphy at Arizona State. Next pitch downstairs, and now it's 2-2. And this past spring training, Pat Murphy connected Sal Frelick with Dustin Pedroia because in spring training they were looking at Frelick possibly to play third base and some infield. Well, now his longtime hero is his texting buddy, so he gets to text with Dustin Pedroia all the time. The 2-2 is laced the other way, slicing foul.
And Pedroia played the game larger than life. I mean, he was so good. And,
yeah.
You know, certainly the assumptions made about his size, you know, became a driver and a motivator. I know Pat Murphy supported him just to be like, you know who you are, just remember. And Pedroia had this phenomenal career. And Frelick, I mean, he's scrappy. He's going to battle every pitch and play through injury, clearly.
2-2. Bounce towards the left side in the hole, no play. Lindor will flip back to second. That'll be an infield single, and Bryce Turang with a 3-hit day. So the Brewers with 2 aboard and 1 out. After that infield hit, they led the majors in infield hits.
Well, you're watching how Lindor is playing so far towards the middle. He's really conceding that hole. He's also at a pretty sharp angle. He's not giving himself the depth. And there's a strategy behind why he's so far on the dirt. But that angle has made it hard for him to deal with that hole. And certainly Turang can run well. And we saw a ball earlier get into left field, in part because the sharpness of that angle. He's so shallow from the shortstop position.
Here's Churio now. Swing and a miss. Jackson Churio caught fire as the season went on. You go from June 26th to the end of the year. Only 2 players established a higher wins above replacement. Shohei Ohtani and Francisco Lindor. Line drive, base hit center field. Frelick around third. Jason Lane's going to send him. He's in to score. The throw is into the pitcher's mound, and Alonso grabs it, and we're all tied up. Heads up base running there by Jackson Churio. As out in center field, Tyrone Taylor bobbled ever so slightly.
Well, this is the nightmare of their speed. Now watch Churio right out of the box. He doesn't hesitate. And the way the Mets play this in terms of cutoff and relay, there's nobody at second base. There's nobody there. So Churio sees that and just takes off, knowing he could beat him to second base. And Iglesias knows and look at his face like, okay, that was a mistake. So they got out of whack in terms of positioning, and Churio just literally outran them to second base. And this is what the speed does. We knew the first to third pressure. We knew that the runners are going to be able to score on a hit. But Churio puts himself in the scoring position by heads-up base running, reading the play, and knowing the Mets were completely out of position to defend against him.
Jeremy Hefner retreating back to the third base dugout for the Mets. They've scored that at double. Feels a tad generous. And Jose Butto is up for the New York Mets. Man, both these teams, there is a lot of grit, and we use that word resiliency. Second and third, one out. Check swing, peel to first, he won. There's Siegel down there on the call. William Contreras, an RBI single, and he's flied to center. Brewers have tied it at 3. And this one lifted in the air down the right side. That one's slicing. And it'll get out of play.
One of the words that the Brewers have used this year is undaunted. And that's how they play. They seem unfazed. They're still aggressive no matter what the count, the situation. And it's amazing how much they can walk and get on base, yet be passive on that first pitch.
Yeah, Pat Murphy got them T-shirts that says on the front, undaunted. And the definition, not intimidated or discouraged by difficulty, danger or disappointment, undaunted.
I like it.
The 1-2 is downstairs. Even the manager up the road, their old skipper, got into the act. Craig Counsell talked about the gap between the Cubs and the Brewers, and he said, it's big, it's daunting.
Yeah. Got a lot of work to do. This Brewer team just had a phenomenal year.
Really good. 2-2. Hit on the ground to short, and this will score a run. Double clutch. Lindor, throw to first is in time, but Terang crosses, and the Brewers have the lead.
Well, you see the ability to productive outs. If you make contact, you're giving yourself a chance. And so the chopping it through to short, and all of a sudden now the Brewers pretty much manufacture run by good base running, aggressive base running, and just the ability to make contact.
So the Brewers have retaken the lead, and it's Garrett Mitchell. Severino Diaz. Line drive, right field. And a catch is made in right by Marte. Youngest player in the majors, Jackson Chourio. A line drive and a single to knock in a run. Now they scored it a double. Either way, the Brewers have the lead.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream LA in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
He's glorious.
For a limited time, get a free upgrade to Home Internet Plus. Just $50 a month.
You've probably seen all these negative ads against me. Well, here's the deal. They are designed to tear us apart. But here's the truth. My life's work has been fighting on behalf of others. It's why I became a prosecutor, district attorney, and attorney general. I took on drug cartels and human traffickers to protect our communities. Look, everyone is tired of the petty, destructive politics. Let's turn the page and chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I don't need much, just a chance to work hard and take care of my family. But Biden, Harris, and the Washington Democrats have made that tough. Inflation is crushing us. Go to the parts store, the grocery store, the gas station. You feel it everywhere. And what has Tammy Baldwin done? Not a damn thing. She's been right there with them, raising taxes, spending more, backing Biden, Harris, hurting Wisconsin.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
Beware the wild cards, where all it takes is one hot streak to make a run for the title. Welcome to October. The Wild Card Series on ESPN.
You're watching the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And a new pitcher for the Brewers. Pat Murphy going to the pen, and he's bringing in Yoel Payamps, one of their stalwarts, down in the bullpen at 3.05 ERA and a 25% K rate. So Payamps takes over for Peralta after Freddie goes 4. This one drilled left field. That one back some more, and up against the wall. And a catch is made. Holy cow.
I mean, he does it all. And this is an excellent job by going back. And Chourio gets the clear jump, but also the jump off the ground. 2 jumps that were excellent. Watch how this travels. It goes back. He turns. He's inching. Doesn't even see the wall, so he's going to pay the price for that. And he squares his back, and that's the key. See how he turned his back towards to kind of brace for contact, so you don't get hurt, and also you don't get the ball jarred out of your glove.
Great play out there in left. We talked about difference makers in this postseason. Jackson Chourio. I think he was just chatting with Mike Estabrook, saying, yeah, right up against it. But outfield defense, elite level outfield defense for the Brewers. I mean, their team defense overall sensational. They won the team Gold Glove last year. And internally, whether you're asking Matt Arnold, who runs their baseball ops, or Pat Murphy, they think their defense is even better this year.
Well, just think, Chourio, this is rookie year. I mean, he's, moving around, play left, and yet can make key plays like that.
Right away, Tyrone. Only 68 pitches for Freddie Peralta. Two on Tyrone Taylor. And that one line to left. Chourio is there, jumps, and it's off his glove and then rolls to the wall. Taylor around second, he'll stop there. So Chourio not able to make the play that time.
Yeah, this ball, you talk about the route he takes, and this ball looked like it had some funk on it. I mean, you talk about how this ball is moving, and he comes in and then realizes his angle is too sharp. So then when you jump, and you're always in trouble if you're jumping way before you need to, because the angle is too sharp. So he tries to recover by jumping and finds he's too short, hits the end of the glove, and then rolls out there for the extra base hit or the error.
This one lifted into your left field. And Chourio back. And makes the catch. Taylor will stay put.
And sometimes as an outfielder, when the ball is hit, especially when someone fights it off lefty, you can get sort of this knuckle and cutting action like a pitcher. And we see that these guys all season long were excellent. Second with defensive run saved, second in outs above average, defensive efficiency, converting balls into outs.
Yep.
I mean, these guys did it all well.
And I think it's interesting too, because you're looking at a group, and one of the teams that really established defense as the floor for a team, the Tampa Bay Rays. That's kind of where it came from, and especially outfield defense. Remember, they were playing Kevin Kiermaier so deep because they wanted to prevent extra base hits. And go figure, Matt Arnold, who was David Stern's assistant general manager, now runs the show for the Brewers. Yeah, he came over here from the Rays.
I mean, what it says is I'm not really worried about the ball in front. It's like, especially a power hitter, I'll give him the single. I'm taking away all the extra base hits. Unless it goes over the fence, I'm going to make sure I have a play on it. And so it cuts down on those extra base hits.
One of the things as it relates to Chourio that you do have to remember is he is a center fielder by trade. So I don't think he had played any left field prior to this year. So an adjustment for sure. But still very talented defensively as Lindor will take his base.
Yeah, look at and I can attest to how tough that is. I mean, I played center throughout the minors and then started off in left field, and it's a different angle, and the ball's on top of you quicker. In center, it's like your speed and your angles and everything is true in front of you. You kind of follow the ball, but in the corners, you have other responsibilities backing up, and the ball is so much more quickly. You also deal with the wall more.
Yep. And that ball was smoked, almost 102. Oh, that play flagged down by Hoskins. Leads over to Payup. Safe. And here comes the run in as Taylor is able to score, and we're tied up at 4.
Well, the first thing that was amazing about this was the fact that Hoskins caught this ball. He got screened, so it seemed like it was really hard to see. So he kind of falls back to make the play. And Taylor always hustling. I mean, Iglesias, sorry, bustling down the line. And Iglesias coming down. But how did he even see that ball? Iglesias dives in head first. I don't know if they'll check this out for review. But he gets the ball, tosses it, and Payamps is just late getting there. And watch Iglesias come in. Yeah, left hand gets there right before the right spike of Payamps gets there. Watch his left hand here coming through. Boom, gets the base. Payamps is not even there yet. So give Iglesias a lot of credit for hustle and busting it out.
Pat Murphy out of the dugout, and we've got a pitching change. All tied up 4-4. We're in the 5th here in Milwaukee.
Is dead. The throne is vacant. We're about to choose the most famous man in the world. Another cardinal has turned up. He was never on our list. He has to be an imposter.
No sane man would want the papacy.
The men who are dangerous are the ones who do want it. You should be careful, Thomas.
Conclave, rated PG. Only in theaters October 25th.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Hey, Lexus, show alternate routes.
Technology that's ready for the road ahead. The Lexus NX.
Kinder Chocolate. Delicious little bars of smooth milk chocolate with a creamy, milky center. Made for being a kid. Let that kid flag fly.
And welcome back as new pitcher into the game. It's Aaron Ashby, and you look at his numbers, 14 appearances, a 2.86 ERA. He's 28 1/3 innings. This left-hander has really good stuff.
Yeah, sinker. Will change up as well. He throws a curve slider. He's got a nice mix. The sinker is the primary one. Gets a lot of ground balls.
Next offering to Nimmo is in for a strike. Yeah, that sinker averages a little over 96 miles an hour.
And I mean, that's four-seam speed when you see 99, but also with that kind of bite.
And the breaking ball misses inside.
You talk about a moment of leverage, right? You're bringing in this left-handed specialist with this kind of arm. 4-4 in the 5th, but this is a big out right here.
Big spot tied at 4. And Nimmo fouls it away.
Nimmo had a tough second half. Obviously a big hit in game 1 against the Braves to help propel the Mets to this point to get into the postseason. He will work the count very well.
And a breaking ball misses downstairs. So Nimmo here at the plate with Lindor at second. Iglesias is at first, tied at 4. And that one on the ground. Adames sliding play, squirts out of his glove. Everybody's safe. And it'll be an infield single.
Nimmo just made such a good in-at-bat adjustment. I mean, you're facing 99 sinking left on left, and he just stays behind and chokes up. And Adames, once again, the sharp angle. He's playing more on the dirt, so he has to go back in the outfield, try to get the transfer with guys with some speed. And so he could not make it quick enough, and the bobble caused him to not be able to close it out.
Vientos laces one the other way. In to score is Lindor. Here comes Iglesias. Throw to the plate. Too late. It's a 2-run single for Vientos, and the Mets have a 6-4 lead.
Well, you think about small ball and base running. Well, the Mets said, oh, we got this in our back pocket as well. Being aggressive, Vientos attacking and fighting it off to go the other way. I mean, this is a great piece of hitting. This is a lot of velocity to stay behind and punch it through. And then the base running starts. Picks up the bat and never underestimate. Look at Lindor just thinking about that. And Iglesias coming in feet first with a nice backdoor slide with a throw up the line. And you know, we talk about Lindor doing all kinds of things, but getting that bat, I mean, you got to, you know, you're thinking about scoring, yes, but you're also thinking the guy coming behind you who could get hurt stepping on it or anything could happen. So they get the 2 runs out of it and reset.
You know, this is a Met team through June 2nd. They were 24-35. They finished 65-38, the best record in the majors. As the great Gary Cohen said, from 0-5 to OMG. I loved it.
Yes.
Pete Alonso now. And that one squirts away from Contreras and racing down to second, Vientos. So that one, Contreras just trying to keep it in front, kind of spilled away from him. It'll be a wild pitch.
Well, you get caught in between of, you know, you got to be in block mode, runner on third base. It changes that equation. Sure, you want to frame, but you also want to make sure you stop that ball from going to the backstop.
Here's a 1-0. And that one in the dirt. This is the time of year, by the way, the national broadcasters come in and the home fans are furious. In this case, 2 amazing broadcasting crews. Gary, Keith, and Ron with the Mets. And of course, on the TV side for the Brewers, Brian Anderson and Bill Schroeder, rock.
Yeah, incredible.
They do great, great work. JD Martinez is going to hit here in Jesse Winker's spot.
Alonso at first now.
How about this game? Back and forth we go. You talk about a seesaw affair. Brewers led 2-0. Mets took a 3-2 lead. Brewers took a 4-3 lead. Now it's 6-4 Mets. With 2 outs, the bases are loaded, and they look for more with JD Martinez on. And a big swing and a miss.
Well, Martinez had his struggles, Lee. But he was able to find a way to just get those hits the last game of the season just to get that comfort. He was a big stretch.
Jack swing and he went, and now it's 0-2.
I'm not sure he had a huge offer, but he brings so much to this team. Now he's just trying to fight for contact.
Nimmo at third, Vientos at second, Alonso at first, the pitch inside. I mean, this game has had some traffic. This is the 27th plate appearance tonight with runners on base, both teams combined.
Wow.
The 1-2. Nice foul back to the screen. JD Martinez. The Mets signed him late, March 22nd. March 23rd, actually, to be correct. 1 year, $12 million. A guy who was very familiar with him, David Stearns. The 1-2. And that is in the dirt. And I say very familiar with him.
Yeah.
David was familiar with J.D. Martinez from his time with the Astros. In fact, David Stearns was in the room March 22nd of 2014 when J.D. Martinez was released.
Ouch.
And began the journey to the Tigers and onward to becoming one of the elite guys. He grounds one through the right side. That's a base hit. One run is in. Here comes Vientos. He's in. J.D. Martinez off the bench knocks in 2 with a single. And the Mets have opened up an 8-4 lead.
You know, now Carlos Mendoza got questions about whether J.D. Martinez would even be on this roster. His struggles were that profound. 6 for 55 in September. But he brings so much more than just those numbers because of what he's meant to this team, improving the hitting approach of all these hitters through the lineup, but also the ability to hit left-handed pitching.
First one to Starling Marte, misses. Ashby ready, and Diaz. And that's too high.
Well, Ashby's not been able to locate his secondary pitch as much at all. He's had to rely on that fastball a lot, and it's a good one, the sinker, but the Mets have been able to time it up well.
Here's a 2-0. And that one clipped the K zone, but plate umpire Alex Tosi said, no, sir.
And you mentioned the framing. That's a tough one to frame when you're coming and your mentality is down to up. Hard to get that pitch that's up and try to bring it back.
The 3-1, or 3-0, I should say, is ball 4. And now Pat Murphy out of the dugout, and he's going to make another pitching change. Nick Mears up. Well, how do you like this? This Brewers bullpen that's been so outstanding this year has not been able to stem the tide. The Mets lead at 8-4.
AA for the military community and their families.
Cut. Sam, I really need to feel that USAA service. Gronkier.
Grunkier. USAA. You could be eligible if your spouse, parent, or even your grandparents served.
That was it. You're in.
As a veteran, I'm already in. You? I wouldn't get your hopes up, son. USAA. Are you eligible?
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts Collection. Following you along everywhere you go. Making every moment special. Even more surprising than your last. And bringing you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. Now you can save up to 25% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels. Why would you stay anywhere else?
What's up at DQ? 2 sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. All white meat chicken in your choice of wing famous flavors like honey barbecue or Parmesan garlic. Hurry in. Wing joint flavor is at DQ. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Can I have some, Grandma?
Can I have your youth?
Sure.
Commit to the Skittles. Keep eating. You live here now.
Best day ever.
Commit to the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. That you love stargazing, hate parallel parking, and occasionally your right foot gets a little heavy. The Lexus ES didn't begin in the studio. It began with you.
Back here at American Family Field, Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Here's Tyrone Taylor. And he laces one to center field. Coming on is Mitchell, and he makes the catch. The Mets score 5 times, all with 2 outs, and take an 8-4 lead.
This is a story about the one.
The untrained eye may not see the one as extraordinary, but her goals aren't easy. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. She is extraordinary. Because for the one, maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need plus 1 million more. Call, click Grainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm not alone on this mountain. I've got friends, family, and teammates. Got some doubters too. That's okay. Don't let the world tell you who you are.
The SEC on ABC, a high-stakes Saturday, starting at noon with Missouri and Texas A&M. At 3:30, Auburn faces Georgia. And in primetime, Tennessee takes on Arkansas. All day Saturday on ABC.
Check this out. Let's say you want to build your own parlay, okay? ESPN Bet now has profit boosts that you can use to increase your winnings. If I parlay this money line with these points and total yards, that is boosted.
Do you want me to boost your latte?
Boost it, baby.
Boost it. Enjoy your boost.
Profit boosts, all new Parlay Lounge, and up to $1,000 in bonus bets with a first bet reset on ESPN Bet.
Let me see my new granddog.
Say hi, Grandma.
You're feeding him Blue Buffalo, right?
No, we got Purina One. It's all the same stuff.
Not really. Blue Life Protection Formula's got deboned chicken, chicken meal, brown rice, oatmeal, barley.
Well, Purina One has chicken, rice flour, corn gluten meal, whole grain corn, chicken byproduct meal.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Switch to Blue and feed your dog like family.
Welcome back to Milwaukee with the Brewers manager, Pat Murphy. How do you settle things down after that kind of an inning?
Yeah, it's great credit to the New York Mets, man. They put balls in play with 2 strikes. They hit the ball the other way on the ground. They wouldn't be denied. We put 2 of our best relievers in, and they took advantage of them. Credit goes to them.
Tell me what went into the equation to pull Peralta after 4 and 68.
It's a playoff game. It's not about number of pitches. He wasn't throwing the ball as good as he could. He had the rough inning. He got out of the next one. Did okay. We didn't want him to go 3 times around.
Thank you, Murph.
Thank you.
Back to you, Boog.
All right, Jesse, thank you. As Luis Severino gets back to work, and his pitch count climbing here, bottom of the 5th. Adames swings and pops it up. Sounded like he broke his bat. Iglesias on the dirt. And 1 away. Go figure. The Mets, who played 2 yesterday, as it stands right now, it looks like their bullpen might actually be in better shape than the Brewers for games Wednesday and possibly Thursday.
And
we'll wait and see, though.
Yeah, and it might give Severino a little bit more room to breathe, just because, you know, being conscious of that bullpen reality from that doubleheader.
And by the way, good work there by Jesse Rogers, which dovetails nicely to a point I want to make.
Yeah.
Yes, as I was saying earlier, this is the time of the year the national guys come in. We're, of course, rooting against your favorite team, both teams. That's usually the way people take it. And giving a shout out to Gary, Keith, and Ron. Sideline reporters are people too. Steve Gelbs, love you. Sophia Benert on the Milwaukee side, both do. I mean, it's 2 great broadcasting crews. So I did need to. You know, I needed to amend that because leaving Gelbsy out it's not right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bauer's here, and the count is 2-1.
Alvarez snatched that almost out of disgust. The way he caught that last pitch. He's like, all right, man.
Severino ready. Turns, kicks, delivers. That one foul tipped into the mitt of Alvarez. They do have Jose Buto up. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And Severino's gotten the first 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. The Mets lead it 8-4. Game 1 of this National League Wild Card Series.
And this is where he's made some improvements. Severino, that arm side, outside corner to lefties, elevation, but he's getting in the zone. He's getting on the black more. He was missing consistently. Now he's back in where he needs to be.
First one to Hoskins, and that is in for a strike. Luis Severino, I mean, you rewind, you go back to 2017, 2018, those 2 years together, 63 starts, twice an All-Star, a 3.18 ERA. He was magnificent. Then he dealt with some health issues, and from 2019 through 2021, so 19, 20, and 20, 18 total innings at the big league level. And then last year with the Yankees, his knee bothered him. He was a mess, an ERA over 6.5. In the offseason, he went to Driveline out in Arizona. That was before he even signed with the Mets. Added the sweeper, worked on the sinker as well. And now kind of back to his old self, the 1-2. And this one popped in the air. I think he broke Hoskins' bat. Iglesias there, and 1-2-3 go the Brewers. End of 5 here in Game 1, and the Mets lead at 8-4.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, that's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not gonna beg, but pretty please.
Or they don't. Go ahead, press a button.
Oh, it's glowing.
Apple Intelligence. We should do this more often.
Agreed.
We kindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro on us, and feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
When your bedroom has everything you need, it's okay to give everything else a rest. Welcome to the Good Night Club. Find your dream bedroom at IKEA.
What's this? Aflac Duck signed me to an NIL deal. An NIL deal? It's name, injury, and likeness. Aflac. With a name like Prime, an injury like mine, and a likeness so fine, that's a triple threat.
Couldn't we just tell people Aflac pays cash for expenses not covered by health insurance?
If we want people to understand how Aflac helps close that gap, we got to get you to think bigger, Coach. You got to be kidding.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Miss Terry's not gonna like this.
Trouble.
Baseball is a sport, pero la verdad es que para nosotros, el béisbol es otra cosa. El béisbol es un corrido, un dembow y un reggaetón prendido. Es un plácata bien fuácata. Eso es otra cosa. It's the Plátano Power and the Arepa Power. It's a familiar name and juniors who dare to dream big. El béisbol es otra cosa.
Well, how about the Mets postseason odds according to Fangraphs? I mean, you go the low point on June 2nd, 24-35, and then that uptick, and eventually yesterday, Game 1 of the doubleheader, they secured their playoff spot, finished with 89 wins. But it was looking rough. And speaking of probability, how about the win probability in that game? The great Sarah Langs. Whee! The Mets are right in great shape, and then in the bottom of the 9th, they're top of the 9th, I should say. Unbelievable. And that comeback fueled by Lindor in the latest stage of that game. Carlos Mendoza said, yeah, we needed to celebrate. They gave him some time. And now here they are. And they're up 8-4 in Game 1.
Well, I love those probability graphs because they're really storytelling. I mean, they really show you, like, you think of like a great action movie and the hero and the villain, they go back and forth.
All right, so here comes Francisco Lindor, and this is the home run against Pierce Johnson, 9th inning, and he got it. Watch him run around the bases. I mean, the biggest hit of the year, and he just puts his head down. nonchalant as ever. As Lindor fouls one off. I spoke to Francisco Lindor pregame, and I said, okay, so what's the difference? That homer, you were kind of nonchalant. And he said, you know, I've hit some big home runs in the postseason before, and I was kind of like, yeah, all right. This one, I was like, this is what we're supposed to do.
We have another half inning to get through here. And, I mean, that's the thing. And the little things, just picking up the bat, you know, coming up, like, how does he think of all these things? But he contributes in all these facets, but also the big hit. And I know you can't exactly figure out what makes clutch, but you know it happened in that moment. And that was a huge moment, the moment for the Mets season.
Are we about to get into a clutch argument on national TV? This one in the air out towards center field. And Mitchell under it and makes the catch.
Yeah, well, they love Lindor for his versatility, and he had so many good years in Cleveland, and obviously the big contract coming over to New York. But this is the year he, put it all together.
4th year with the Mets, he's just been sensational. I think it's especially fun when the great players that have the spotlight on them and everybody's thinking, is he going to do it here? And then the guy does it, whether it's Harper in Game 5 of the LCS against the Padres a couple years back, or whether it's LeBron James. You know what I mean? When it's the biggest guy coming through, there's something about that I think just stimulates the sports fan, because ultimately we want to see our teams win, but we're also inspired by greatness. This Milwaukee team putting together a really sensational season, really from start to finish. They were in first place 178 days. Mears a 2-1. Center field, Mitchell is right there. And Mears able to get them 1-2-3.
Two sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, all white meat chicken in your choice of Wing Famous flavors like honey barbecue or Parmesan garlic. Hurry in, Wing Joint flavor is at DQ. DQ, happy tastes good.
Pause for the facts. Susie here is shopping for a used car, but she doesn't know that nearly half of them have been in an accident.
Interesting.
But Carfax.com shows how accidents impact price, so she doesn't have to overpay. Unpause. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
My name's Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business, Hacienda. I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. And with no preset spending limit, my purchasing power adapts to my business needs. What's in your wallet?
Look who's joining us for my favorite part of the day.
Cheerios are his love language.
Well, yeah, they can help lower cholesterol.
Okay, I love it. My love language is Portuguese. I don't understand it, but I love how it makes me feel.
I know 20 of you, and you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts. We're going to pay.
I'm not rich as hell. I'm the one that really needs the break, not the people that are already rich and have the money. The 1% don't serve anybody but themselves. So for them to get a tax break, no, that's not cool. Kamala Harris is going to make billionaires pay their fair share, and she's going to cut taxes for working people like me. I'm Buddy, and I'm not rich as hell, and I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
One of the UFC's most lethal weapons. Let's get it, 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 I got it.
Want the latest on the postseason? Just tell Siri. Show me today's MLB scores.
Back here, American Family Field. Young Brewers fans on the march. And right now, on the wrong side, the Mets lead it 8-4. It's funny listening to Pat Murphy talk about giving credit to the Mets. I felt like the next sentence out of his mouth was going to be, they're doing it like us, right? I mean, that's the grit and the resiliency that they showed.
Yeah, not using the long ball, but you see they're chipping away. They're going first to third. They're going the other way. They're making contact. 2 outs, 2 strikes.
Big swing there and a miss from Sal Frelick.
I mean, that's exhausting and a little bit demoralizing for a team. You can't put them away. You can't put them away. That's what the Brewers have done to their opponents all year, and I'm sure there's plenty left in the tank for them to continue tonight in this series. But that is what the Mets have brought today.
The 0-2. Frelick, then Ortiz, and then Terang. Frelick a double and a run scored his last time up. Nobody on, nobody out, bottom 6, 8-4 Mets. Chop to the right side. Alonso has it underhand. Severino steps on the bag. 1 up, 1 down.
Let's talk about Severino and how he's been throwing on that arm side. Like early in the game, he's missing on the arm side. So he's missing away to lefties into righties, just off the plate, even hitting Hoskins. But watch the adjustment he's making now, getting in the zone with that sinking action to break bats, but also get the elevated swing and miss. That is in-game adjustment, and that is what Severino has done well tonight.
One of the things that is interesting to watch, you talked about a trend that the Rays started, and the Mets do kind of follow it. If you watch Francisco Alvarez here, he's not moving around very much back there. So it is basically set up in the heart of the zone, and then let your natural movement take place. Look, these guys are throwing harder than harder. It's hard to throw it into teacup when you're throwing it 98 miles an hour. So the catchers aren't setting up in many instances on the edges, etc. You know, the average miss for a pitch is, in terms of intended target, is in the range of about 10 inches. So it's just set up in the heart of the plate for the most part and go. That one off the outside edge as he was trying to get him to chase on an 0-2 pitch.
We also have to be careful with a catcher, especially with runners on base, of moving too soon.
Yes.
You start giving away your target, you give away the pitch, base runners take advantage of it.
One outside. Severino pitch count up over 100 now. Goes to the rosin bag. Right-hander ready, and a 2-2 on the way. Fly ball out towards right center. Taylor and Marte converging, and Taylor makes the catch. Now for the Mets in September, one of the things that they got was great starting pitching. 271, and a bullpen that had been uneven at times, Doug. They were getting so deep into the game that they were able to match up in the pen, and it took so much pressure off of the bullpen. So it's one where the starters can aid the relievers in their performance, right?
Well, that becomes the big advantage of going deep, setting up your bullpen. And you think about who it came from, right? Sean Manaea, Quintana, the guys who are veterans that had to kind of reinvent themselves this offseason.
Here today, the Brewers have 4 runs on 8 hits. They trail at 8-4, but to Severino, only 3 balls have been hit hard. So only 3 balls at 95 or above. And so he's been suppressing hard contact. That's in the air left field. And Nimmo is there to make the catch. And another 1-2-3 innings. Severino, if that's it, it likely is, 8 straight to finish.
About the one who keeps it all moving. He is measured, precise. He thinks ahead, stocks the right parts, and knows just where to find them. Because for the one, this facility is about more than business. The industrial grade products you need delivered fast. Call, click Grainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the team, Rob Gronkowski. Can you help us make a commercial? I thought you never asked.
BillBasics.com.
ready for anything.
Still training hard every day. Got to keep up with the competition.
Working a regular day job now. I've got to keep up with my office attire.
Still the sexiest tight end to ever do it. Date night ready, Rob.
BuiltBasics.com for the best apparel in the game.
Big boss, man.
This is Belichick.
Talk to me.
Double B. Tyrese.
What's good with these wideouts?
He's going to get in the end zone, no doubt about that.
My man.
William, answer the phone.
Billy B, my man.
Cam.
How's QB1 looking?
It's looking more like QB3. Bryson, again?
Coach, it's urgent. Will he score a touchdown?
Yeah. That was easy. Still got it.
You make the call on Underdog.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit, and it was bad. Back home, I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible. Having someone on your side means everything.
DAV helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Back here watching the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And Aaron Savali will take over. And here are the numbers for the burly right-hander.
Well, he produces those numbers with a whole lot of pitches. I mean, he might throw the rosin bag as an option because he has cutter, sinker, curveball, sweeper, four-seamer, even a splitter slider, but really it's about the cut action that works for him.
Pitch in for a strike. Well, some question about who would start game 2. And Savali was in the mix. That one laced to center, and Mitchell able to make the catch.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, when you're in the outfield, you have to jump for a ball, and you're not at the wall. You're feeling like you didn't take the angle exactly you wanted to take. Sometimes you just run out of time. It's hit hard, and you have to cut it off. But that adjustment, because you were too sharp, you have to jump to then corral it. And the danger in that is you come down, and that ball's rattling around. The runner or the batter is standing at third at least.
There's a good breaking ball in there. Mets leading 8-4. We're in the 7th. Savali.
Viento's just an incredible season. I mean, just hitting over 500 slugging percentage against righties and lefties. A lot of swing and miss, but a lot of home runs.
Tapped softly foul. A guy who got an opportunity in both 22 and 23. And those 2 years combined, 81 total games and just a 610 OPS. And then this year getting the opportunity and OPS north of 830. Comes a 1-2. Hit in the air. Frelick in and towards the line. 2 outs.
It's all the same, business and baseball. The data gives you the framework in which to go out and compete. Making those key decisions at key moments and then knowing the impact, that's the magic.
Sage is helping business leaders like Hal Ripken Jr. make smarter, faster decisions.
And now Pete Alonso. Savali, who was originally drafted by Cleveland in 2016, traded to the Rays at the deadline last year, and then the Rays dealt him to the Brewers in early July this season. The 1-1. That one curling foul, and Alonso's going to need a new bat. Pete Alonso intentionally passed his last time up. He's walked twice here today. It's debuting in 2019. Aaron Judge has hit more home runs. A little ode to Grimace, the spikes there.
I talked to Carlos Mendoza before the game. I said, you know, would you be all in if you had a Grimace City Connect uniform? And he didn't say that he would be all in. So, but I mean, you know, embrace it. Full purple Mets City Connect.
Yeah.
2025. That's my prediction.
Scouting school though. Grimace, bad body. 1-2. And that's in the dirt. I mean, I can kind of relate to it if I'm being totally honest.
Well, the thing about Grimace that throws me off is he wears his glove like on the wrong fin or whatever that is. It's backwards.
Yeah, I get it.
So, you know, left-handed glove, wrong hand. So there's a problem right there.
Here comes the 2-2. Check swing, appeal to first, didn't go for Siegel down there. So it's gone the distance with Alonso. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. We're in the top of the 7th of Game 1 of this National League Wild Card Series. The Mets 8, the Brewers 4. The Brewers had leads of 2-0 and 4-3. The Mets put up 5 in the 5th, all with 2 outs. And the pitch. And that one in the dirt, and it's ball 4. It's a 2-out base runner. If you're just joining us, where you been? In the American League, the road teams both prevailing. The Tigers and the Royals. So home teams may start this postseason 0-3. Last year's road teams were 26-15 in the postseason. JD Martinez swinging and missing.
Yeah, this crowd is really trying to get back into the game, guys. That 5-run inning took them out of it. I think they're feeling a little deja vu. The 3 of us were here last year when they blew leads in both games against the Diamondbacks in this round. We're seeing it again here, and you mentioned some stats, Boog. In the wild card era, teams that score first win 67% of the time. But during that time frame, the Brewers are just 8-9 and headed to 8-10. So scoring first has not done them well, which is interesting because they've had a good bullpen during this run.
Yep, no doubt. They have had and still have a good bullpen. Still, though, 9 outs in their pocket on the offensive side. And, yeah, last 4 postseason, you're talking about leads. And they have not won a postseason series since 2018. JD Martinez down on strikes. Time to stretch here in Milwaukee.
Think of the pitch I emailed you.
Yes, the one that you emailed me. I remember. The pitch of Dog Days. What a title. Here we are. Very Victorian, which I loved. Unique relationship is formed. I love unique relationships.
With a twist.
I know, because I read it.
Great. I'm going to tell them you're interested.
From the twinkle in their eye to the sparkle of their smile, the holidays fill our hearts with magic. This holiday season, give the gift of a Disney cruise and discover where magic meets the sea.
When the sawdust settles and the engine roars, the thing you care about is a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels different. Your wallet. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
I checked 2 bags on Southwest for free.
Huh.
You can pack so much shampoo in a check bag. He gets it.
2 bags fly free. That's a big flex.
about us, we got now.
A Chewy order for Rue is on the way. Purina One, his favorite food, with proven nutrition for healthy energy you can see and hear. For low prices, for life with pets, there's Chewy with Purina One.
Soft drinks are just $1 at Wendy's. Any size, anytime. 3 p.m. Fanta, 10 p.m. Sprite, 7:46 a.m. Coke. Yeah, you're built different. Dollar soft drinks, any size, gotta be Wendy's.
Hey, time now to take a look at tonight's active play of the game. It's brought to you by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
The opposite field hitting of the Mets and the hustle. Look at Tyrone Taylor coming all around on an infield single. And then Vientos going the other way. This is beating the defensive alignment by mixing it up and going opposite field. JD Martinez continues the hit parade. A lot of these with 2 outs, a lot of these with 2 strikes. The positioning was beat by just Mets making adjustment against the curve.
By the way, that Jackson Chourio 4th inning double has been changed to a single and an E8. If you're scoring at home, and if you are, good job. First one to Chourio is in for a strike. Some defensive changes. As the Mets have Luis Angel Acuna, Ronald's brother, into the game at second, and Iglesias bumps to third and takes over for Vientos. First, I should say, next offering from Jose Buto misses, and the count is 2-1. Chourio, a pair of singles in this one. The 2-1 in the air, right field. Marte has it, and Chourio retired. Well, for Carlos Mendoza, the trust tree may not have a ton of branches as it relates to the bullpen, but Buto, you would say, is one of the guys in the trust tree.
Oh yeah, without a and I've seen him quite a bit this year, just in the games that I've done. But Buto's been really sharp for them. I mean, he got the velocity, 4-seamer, which he's unafraid to elevate. He sinks it. He's got the changeup and slider to bring in the breaking ball and the spin.
Here's a 1-1. Contreras has knocked in a couple of runs. He's 1 out of 3. They got William from the Braves in December of 2022. The 1-2, a little bit high. And we mentioned at the top, he tied for the major league leading catchers in terms of Fangraphs WAR, top OPS. He's turned into a really good player. 2-2. Buto fires. That one in the dirt.
Well, you could definitely make the case that he may be the best catcher in the game. He's certainly in that conversation. And, you know, he's a little bit more offensive this year than he was last year, on more defensive balance, but his offense took a step up. You know, he still throws out 23% of the runners, which is a little above league average.
Swing and a miss, and Contreras is down on strikes. Buto gets him. Well, this is game 3 of 4 on the day in the playoffs. Manny Machado and the Padres. He's got a franchise record, 167 homers. First pitch, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. Braves and Padres out there at Petco. Game 1. Carl Ravitch, David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney. The Sunday night crew will have that call. That will be a fun series. Speaking of good bullpens, Padres shored things up. And they got some dudes down there.
It's escalating nasty. That's how I describe their bullpen.
Yeah. That one chopped out to short. Lindor handles and throws out Mitchell. A nice easy inning for Bucho. We'll head to the 8th in Milwaukee, and the Mets are on top.
3 plays of the day. He scrambles into T-Mobile to get that new iPhone 16 Pro on us. It's a little shimmy, shimmy, shake. What you think, huh? It's like he chasing an ice cream truck. Ice cream! He got his iPhone 16 Pro, the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence.
Cuz holding it up like a baby lion.
Homie takes those T-Mobile savings and calls it a day. Respect. Now at T-Mobile.com, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
The future is threatened by enemies often unpredictable. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, and any toppings you want. Oh, and any number of pizzas you want, too. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. With Skyrizi, feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks. Many people were in remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and even at 2 years.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease or UC.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi.
Now approved for UC.
The 2024 Wild Card Series is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And here in Milwaukee, Brandon Nimmo and the Mets want a win in Game 1. And they lead at 8-4. Starling Marte against Aaron Savali. And Marte fouls one back. Marte, the veteran, 36 years old. This guy's had a good career. Twice an All-Star. Twice a Gold Glover. And if you feel like winning some money from your friends, ask them who the active big league stolen base leader is. It's this guy. Yeah. 354 steals for Starling Marte.
Man, he's just been sought after. Remember, he went to Oakland and stole all kinds of bases for them. I mean, he's experienced.
But like getting our nerd on for a second, his career OPS plus, so that 100 is average, is 115. So he's been in his entire career 15% better than league average.
Nice.
Put it in the regular numbers of 783 OPS. Just a really good player and a good defender. Taps softly back to the mound. Savali grabs it, throws to first in time. One up, one down. Fans wear what the players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear. Are we going shopping later?
You know, I cruised the shop last week. Just very impressive. They have this blue shirt with like a grill on it. Kind of fascinating.
First pitch in for a strike to Tyrone Taylor.
I mean, it fits, you know, it was City Connect, you know.
Right.
You think of the brat.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to add like an Impossible sausage to the sausage race.
Wow.
I'm looking for something like that.
One of the sausages went down in the race.
Yeah, happens.
Two down on Taylor. Taylor getting to start in center field. The pitch. And that breaking ball drops in there. Nasty. And Savali freezes Taylor. I mentioned the sausage race, and I guess maybe a little bit of a metaphor as the Brewers started so well, and then the Polish sausage. Look out. Oh! Polish sausage goes down.
This is a non-contact injury right there.
So now I think that you just, if you go back and look at the tape, he tried to high-five somebody, and you're getting a little too cute there. You got to put the one in your pocket, and you can't be high-fiving people.
Yeah, a little overconfident. Polish sausage there.
Dougie, you and I this is the time of year where we spend a lot of time together. We're here doing television. We will move on and do the division series and the LCS for ESPN Radio. That one line to short. Is there any chance I could get you to race the Flash in Atlanta?
Well, if you want me to blow out both hamstrings, absolutely.
I'm sorry, Polish sausage. Mets lead.
The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. With our groundbreaking Elemax technology, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. At X-Chair, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
For over 25 years, Lovesac has been rewriting the rules of comfort. It's okay to change your style. It's okay to change your mind. And to change things up. Get messy. Get immersed. With Lovesac, you make the rules.
Bookstores. I read that one. I read that one. I read that. I didn't read that one. I didn't read that one. Hey, can you get this? Because I left my wallet way in my back pocket. My pleasure, because I earn unlimited 2% cash back.
Wow, this is fascinating. Did you know whales and barnacles have a parasitic relationship?
Oh, I know about parasitic relationships. Let's go, barnacle. Off you go.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
Welcome to the Cheerios Obstacle Course.
You were right there.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. But I got the Honey Nut Cheerio choo-choo train.
Win the day with the Kelsey's favorite cereals.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Well, coming up, Matt Olson and the Braves trying to pick up a win in Game 1 against the Padres. 8:30 Eastern right here on ESPN. And the winner of Braves-Padres will take on the Dodgers. So it'll be light travel for Game 1, whoever wins that. Meanwhile, the winner of this series will take on the Phillies. And a swing and a miss from Adames. Some changes defensively into the game in center field. The Gold Glover Harrison Bader. And Tyrone Taylor bumps from center to right. What just happened here? Alvarez, I think. I'll say it's going to be a pitch clock violation. Yeah, I think he was getting ready to go out.
Yeah.
And it is a pitch clock violation. He started to sort of lunge towards the plate, and it was just too late. So with that last offering, it's now 2-1.
Well, it's amazing how quickly the pitch clock just fused into baseball culture.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of got used to it, figured it out. It was a big deal, and then it became normalized.
2-1 bounced foul. 2-2. Mets 8 runs, 7 hits, and an error. The Brewers 4-8-0. Brewers won the Central by 10 games. Carlos Mendoza's team had to play a doubleheader on Monday. They won game 1, and that clinched their postseason spot. And first time since 2022. And prior to that, 2016, the Mets last in the playoffs. 3-2. And this one hit in the air. Acuna is out and makes the catch. So Adames retired. Well, this one, after loads of offensive traffic in the early going, is settled in, and the pitchers have kind of taken over. Buto has come in and retired the first 4 that he has faced, and now it's Jake Bauers. Remember, Edwin Diaz threw 40 pitches yesterday, and Carlos Mendoza would love nothing more than to stay away from him. He may even be down. Obviously not going to reveal that.
Yeah. Well, and certainly the Mets would like a few more runs, cushion, to make that a lot easier of a decision.
The 0-1. Bauers in this one 1 for 3. Check swing and a ball downstairs, and he went, says Alan Porter. Alan Porter, the third base umpire and the crew chief. 6-man umpiring crew. Alex Tosi, our plate umpire today. Chris Siegel at first, Vic Carapaz at second, Alan Porter down there at third, and Gesterbrook down that left field line, and Brennan Miller in right. Just missed, dotting down and away, and it is 2-2.
Buto tried to get the late movement and get the freeze just a little bit off the plate.
Bauers waits, and that is called strike 3. Got him. Bauers is gone, and Buto has gotten the first 5 that he's faced.
I mean, this is a pitcher's pitch. I mean, you can't make a better pitch. Look at this location. The glove's there, the frame is there, and it's right through that corner. Takes a little bit off. And there you see the one leg, the bent leg, being able to pull the ball up into the zone or hold it right where it is.
Hoskins pulls that one foul down the left side. 0-1 on Rhys Hoskins, who was hit by a pitch, and that forced in a run. He's also grounded into a double play. And he has popped out. The former Philadelphia Philly. A guy with postseason experience. The 0-1. He's tapped foul at the plate.
And Hoskins, you know, we spoke to him a few days ago about the year, and he's played about, 130 games, not what he wanted to do, but considering he came back from a serious knee injury where he missed the whole season.
Yep.
He's happy where he is. He's got a chance to contribute. He's in the postseason.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss struck him out. Buto overwhelms the Brewers. We're headed to the 9th in Milwaukee, and the Mets have the lead in game 1.
Have you always had trouble losing weight and keeping it off? Same.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
In the marching on to the beat I trust.
With Wegovy, I lost 35 pounds. And some lost over 46 pounds.
Wegovy.
And I'm keeping the weight off.
Wegovy helps you lose weight and keep it off.
I'm reducing my risk.
Wegovy is the only FDA-approved weight management medicine that's proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events in adults with known heart disease and with either obesity or overweight.
Wegovy shouldn't be used with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines. Don't take Wegovy if you or your family had medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Wegovy and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis and gallbladder problems. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes, or if you feel your heart racing while at rest. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Call your provider right away if you have any mental changes. Common side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight.
I'm keeping it off.
And I'm lowering my CV risk.
That's the power of Wegovy.
Check your cost and coverage before talking to your healthcare professional about Wegovy.
All right, we got your home and auto bundled, and you saved hundreds.
Oh, that's nice. With the economy and all.
Ooh.
What's the economy?
Where do we start?
What isn't the economy?
Yes.
Right?
It is, it's so many things.
Right.
Look, all you really need to know is that Progressive can save you money without sacrificing quality coverage. You follow?
I'll just look it up.
That went well.
Back here, American Family Field, as we take a look at our game track. The Mets scoring 5 runs in the 5th, all with 2 outs. And meanwhile, for the Brewers, good day for Bryce Terang. The Mets with an 8-4 lead as we head to the 9th. And Lindor skies this one. Ortiz waiting on it. One pitch and 1 out.
Sometimes Lindor tries to jump on that first pitch. He has a plan. He's very prepared. He's looking for his pitch. And sometimes you look for your pitch, you don't get the swing you'd like. But more often than not, he's been really successful at early in the count attacking.
Somali deals down and away. And ball 1 to Jose Iglesias. Talk about a hot hitter. He came into this postseason having hit 22 in a row. And it was not soft. 395 with a slug of 477. Pretty cool story, though, man. He signed in December of 23. Didn't make the team, as we mentioned, and then spent 2 months at AAA. And he has been a huge presence for this team, offensively and defensively. Ortiz throws him out, 2 away. Folks, be a part of history by helping select the 2024 All-MLB team presented by MGM Rewards. Vote today for the players you believe had the best performance this season. Terms and conditions apply. See MLB.com/AllMLB for details. I think Ohtani's probably going to make it.
He might.
Nimmo here. Big swing and a miss. Brandon Nimmo 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. Mets lead at 8-4. They've been out hit today 8-7. Blocked foul out of play. We haven't had any scoring since the 5th, and in fact we haven't had any hits since the 5th.
It seemed like Nimmo worked on cricket in the offseason here.
On the ground, right side, Terang, brilliant defender, gobbles it up, throws him out, and 1, 2, 3 go the Mets. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Brewers.
You never want to lose your edge. And the Lexus RX completely understands that.
have some, Grandma?
Can I have your youth?
Sure.
Commit to the Skittles. Keep eating. You live here now.
Best day ever.
Commit to the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Sometimes the best beginnings start with a click. And yours starts right now. Save up to $200 per night on a 3-night, 2-day room and ticket package at select Disney Resort hotels. And let the magic begin at Walt Disney World Resort.
What's up at DQ? 2 sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. All white meat chicken in your choice of wing famous flavors like honey barbecue or Parmesan garlic. Hurry in. Wing joint flavor is at DQ. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Nature's Bounty. Your bones are 4 times as strong as concrete. Nature's Bounty supplements your bone health with high absorption magnesium. It's in your nature to stand strong. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature.
USAA for the military community and their families.
Cut. Sam, I really need to feel that USAA service. Gronkier.
Grunkier. USAA. You could be eligible if your spouse, parent, or even your grandparents served.
That was it. You're in.
As a veteran, I'm already in. You? I wouldn't get your hopes up, son. USAA. Are you eligible?
8:30 Eastern, Ozzie Albies and the Braves trying to pick up a win in Game 1 on the road in San Diego. Albies with 5 runs batted in the doubleheader, and we have a busy day coming up tomorrow. The best of 3 wild card round rolls on. 4 Game 2s. You got the Tigers and the Stros, 2:30 on ABC. Royals, 4:30 on ESPN. And we'll have Mets, Brewers here, 7:30 on ESPN, and then Braves, Padres, cap the night, 8:30 on ESPN 2. Ryan Stanek will take over, and here's Sal Frelick, 8-4. And a fastball in there at 98 for strike 1. Mets pitching has retired 14 in a row. Stanek ready, fires. That's upstairs. The Brewers, Doug, had 11 base runners in innings 1 through 4. None since.
Yeah, give Severin a lot of credit. In-game adjustments. And then Buto to continue that trend. And, you know, that's what it takes. I mean, the fact that he had the room to do so, maybe partly because of the doubleheader yesterday, but he really made his pitches he needed to make and give them 6 innings.
Swing and a ball flared out into right center field. Bader is there. He's got it. And Frelick is out number 1.
Now, Stanek is a big strikeout pitcher, 67 strikeouts in 55 1/3, 63 appearances this year, and at different times he's closed out games. So this is something familiar to him. He does it with a 4-seamer. We've seen high 90s, upper 90s. He has a splitter and a slider.
Here's Ortiz. Bounces that one foul of third. I mean, at least thus far, this couldn't have gone much better for the Mets in that they get 6 innings out of Severino and no need for Diaz. And again, I don't know that in a 1-run game that he necessarily would have gone to him. Swing and a miss, and Ortiz comes up empty there on that splitter.
And sometimes it's, you know, you get warmed up too, right? Sometimes you're using the bullpen, and that's work. That's something that can tax you as well as a reliever.
Here's 0-2.
See the 99, so he's got the velocity, and he's got the swing and miss. Sometimes the command gets him, but
1-2. And Ortiz lifts that one foul and out of play.
He gave up 8 home runs in those 55 1/3, so the long ball periodically is an issue. 25 walks.
A dribble foul.
But as we established, or this game certainly has, the postseason is not only a different month, a different season.
Indeed, the postseason underway here today. Tigers winners, Royals winners. Ortiz pops this one up. Stanek racing over there. Called off by the polar bear. And Pete Alonso makes the catch. And the Mets are 1 out away from securing game 1. Since this wild card series started, it began in 2020 and then for good in 22 and 23. The game 1 winner wins it 88% of the time. And now it's up to Terang to keep the game going. By the way, that would have been a heavyweight collision between Stanek and Alonso.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to get, someone was about to tackle Stanek. They needed to get him out of there.
The 0-1, a check swing, didn't go.
I thought I would see Carlos Mendoza over there. Like, what are you doing? Don't need any injuries. And it's loud and it's enclosed, so it's hard to hear.
One fouled away. Last year in the playoffs, just over 49% of the runs were scored on home runs. Here today, in 3 games, or 2 including this one, none of the runs have scored on homers.
Wow.
A 1-0 game, a 3-1 game, and this one 8-4. No homers today.
Shout out to pitching defense, small ball.
There we go.
I don't know.
1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and the Mets take game 1 here in Milwaukee. Stanek closes it out, and the Mets on the road and take game 1.
Well, the Mets played more of what the Brewers are known for. They executed on the bases. They took the extra base. They took the walks, showing discipline at the plate, and they stacked them together one after the other. And you see the collective hitting approach shine through, the ability to go the other way and beat an excellent defense to put them out of position. And they were aggressive at the right time. And when you combine that with Severino, who bent but didn't break, found his location later in the game to give them an extra couple of innings, it set up the bullpen. And the big win is to save Edwin Diaz on top of that. So, you know, kudos to the Mets. Played a different kind of baseball. Didn't rely on the home run, and they won anyway.
Yeah, indeed. And after a grueling day yesterday for the Mets, where they play a doubleheader, travel here to Milwaukee, their pitching staff retires the last 17 Brewer hitters in a row. And OMG, the Mets are up 1-0. Downstairs now, Jesse Rogers with Francisco Lindor.
Frankie, I'm not going to say this topped yesterday's win, but it's pretty darn good. What's the mood in the dugout there as you get down twice in this game?
The guys, they stay confident. They believe that we got what it takes to score a bunch of runs, and it was just a matter of us putting quality at-bats together and believing in each other. Nobody's trying to do too much, just passing the baton.
You've played behind Luis Severino all year. How well did he settle down there in those middle innings?
My God, he executed it perfectly. He had a game plan, and he went after it. He executed. I'll be behind the plate. They both had a good game plan. They executed it. And then Boots are coming in, fantastic. And then Stanek at the end. It's a great overall team win.
How can you describe the last few days for the New York Mets? I mean, is this OMG? Is this grimace? What is going on?
This is a baseball season. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of shenanigans. There's a lot of traveling. We just got to stay the course, keep climbing, grind with each other, and hope for the best.
I got good news for you. Tomorrow's game starts 2 hours later. You can get some rest.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to be with my girls and get some rest.
Thank you, Frankie.
Yeah, thank you.
It's Francisco Lindor. Back to you, Boog.
All right, Jesse, thanks very much. So the Mets fans that got a chance to watch their team here on the road were treated to a rally and a victory. And the Mets now up 1-0 in this series. Again, the winner of this series takes on the Phillies. The road team is now 3-0 thus far in the wild card series. Up next, Braves and Padres. How about the Met pitching today, Dougie? Impressive.
Yeah, especially you talk about the back half of this game. Incredible job with the bullpen and Severino making those adjustments.
Timely hitting, great pitching. Mets win it 8-4 and take game one. We'll see you tomorrow for game 2 at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. For Doug Glanville and Jesse Rogers, I'm John Shambi. Thanks so much for watching here. So long from Milwaukee. We send it back to the studio and hand it over. Kevin Connors, Xavier Scruggs, guys, take it away.